My goodness. Hi, Justin. TikTok Studio is taking forever to load, like it did yesterday. Hi, Dragon's Celt. I just hate that I have to set TikTok Studio last, because it's slow. Okay. There. Now we're set. Okay. There. Now I can put that in there. And we're good to go. All right. First, you are first. That's true. Hi, Ari. Okay. I think we're good to go. I wish I could play music. I gotta figure out how Hector and Matt mute YouTube so they can play music. Just to start, just to get the day going. I gotta figure out how they do that. Because it's so quiet. It's so quiet and I don't like it. Wait, you mute your desktop audio in OBS. Desktop. How do I do that? Oh, the one right next to the microphone? Oh. Okay. It's got the little volume thing. Oh, got it. Awesome. Thank you, Ari. I love you so much. My God. You have to help my millennial with a boomer heart because I'm like, I can't do this. It's like, dang. Okay. I'm going to start getting it started, I guess, this morning. Just trying to wait for a few more people to come in because I want to give I have an accolade to give this morning, right at the start this morning. But I want more people to be able to hear it. So we have to get those likes up. The real thing I'm in here for, yeah, just to guide everybody with their tech. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, now I'm too close. I can feel it. That's a crazy statement, Jen, in the YouTube chat. Just want you to know that's a wild statement. And yeah, I don't know. Ari is ready to debate. Ari is in the chat. I'm Monica. Hi. Nice to meet you. You guys, good morning, good afternoon, happy Friday. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's tap that screen, share the live out, do your daily heart me. If you have not done so, I have the little heart puffs. You guys knocked out the roses already. So thank you guys for that. And then we have the heart puffs to help push us onto the algorithm. I have 9-5 in my goal today, and that is because W's, make sure we're writing W's to Justin, who sent me 5 this morning. Nothing clever this morning is what Justin sent me. But thank you, Justin, so much for the 5 to start off our goal for the day. I appreciate that so very much. And we can get those likes up and then we can get started here on this Friday. W is for Wumbo. Never going to be able to get rid of it now. I hate this little monetization button thing won't go away. The tips. I keep Xing it out and it keeps coming back. It's very frustrating. I thought you said Weast. Because he's doing his job he was hired for. Is he? We'll go over that today. We'll see. We'll see about that. Guys, keep booping that screen for me, please. Illuminate, how are you today?
Hey, Monty. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
Okay, can I get your age and what state you voted in?
33, California.
All right, why are you still supporting Trump?
I think Trump's got a good heart. I think he's trying to do best with the current situation that he's been put into. So I think he's trying to make up for a lot of bad things he's done in the past, and I think he's got a good head on his shoulders.
How's he doing that?
Just, again, putting Americans first, no longer giving handouts to foreign nations and
what policy is he
illegal
doing to put
immigrants,
America
like
first?
blue states. Well, no policies. He put through a lot of executive orders, though.
Oh, well, those don't mean anything, do they?
Well, I guess one that I could say, though, the Laken Riley Act, that's a good one.
Oh, was that not already the law?
Yeah, but it specifies that we need to make sure that illegal aliens aren't coming into the country to unalive American citizens, because one
How
is
do you
far
ensure
too-
that?
By having a secure border, which is what Biden failed to do.
Sure, so what did Donald Trump pass with long-form legislation to secure the border?
Oh, nothing. He just passed. Yeah, okay. Big Beautiful Bill is one that passed, and that's going to secure a lot of funding.
Sure. Funding
border
for who?
protection for the border and for ICE. Get the people out and get the border secure. And now it's secure.
What are the
good.
statistics on harm from illegal immigrants versus U.S. citizens?
That's not the point. The point is they're not supposed to be here.
Oh,
See,
based on what?
If an American,
Based on
if a
what?
citizen does something bad, they go to jail. But the problem is that these people aren't supposed to be here in the first place.
Based
So
on what
one
law?
American harmed by an illegal is far too many.
Based on what
Far
law?
too many. Based on morale.
No,
One
I don't
illegal
care about your
harm is-
morality. Based on what law are they not
No,
supposed to be
No,
here?
based on morale.
That's your fifis.
Because-
And you mean morals, not morale. Morals. That's your fifis.
that's
I don't
morale.
care about that.
No, that's morale, but
It's not.
it is. And it has nothing to do with fifis.
You said they're not. It is. If they're not supposed to be here, what's
just
the
the reality of the
rule?
situation.
What's the rule that says they're not supposed to be here?
The border.
The-
There's a proper way to come into the country.
What is it?
Come through a port of entry. Make sure you have your documents in
What's
order.
asylum?
Why is 9 out of 10 asylum cases denied? You're using asylum.
Oh, so
as
the
an excuse
process
for
is
people to
working.
break
No,
the
no, no,
law.
no, no. I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm saying that
You're using it as
asylum
an excuse for
seekers.
people-
I know you're
No.
going to get upset
You're
now.
using it as an excuse for
Asylum
to fly up to
seekers, asylum seekers don't have to go through a port of arrival, right? That's just the law. That was my point in that.
You're
The fact that
using an
9 out of
excuse
10,
to
no,
tie up
the fact
citizens'
that 9 out of
resources.
10 asylum cases get denied shows me that the system is working. But they don't have to apply for asylum at
No,
a port
that
of
shows me
arrival.
that people
So
are
the
committing
fact
fraud and using the system.
No,
to try
that's
and
not
stay in the
fraud.
country
Just
as
because it
long
was
as possible to wait for
denied
a court
doesn't
case.
inherently mean fraud. I know you don't like asylum. What is Congress, the Republican Congress, doing to change it?
Why are they denied fraud? Or sorry, why are they denied asylum?
Their claim was not, it depends on their
Correct,
claim,
because
right?
They came here for monetary reasons.
Not necessarily. Oh, show me
So
a
it was an
case. Okay,
excuse.
show
So
me
they
an
use it
asylum
as an
case.
excuse
Show
to
me
stay
an
in the
asylum
country as
case.
long as
Nope.
possible,
So what
and
you're now
fucking
going to
defending
do is
that.
you're going
They're
to
committing
show me.
fucking treason.
I know you're going to show me that's not treason. You're going to show
committing
me an
fucking
asylum
treason
case now.
against
You're
the
going to show me an asylum case
Democrats
now
are gonna be fucking-
where they were dismissed because
Democrats
they
are
were
gonna
found
get
to be fraudulent and only being here for monetary reasons. Show me that case.
Democrat politicians are going to Gitmo and
Show-
they're going to be hung for this because they shit on Americans and want
Sure.
illegals over Americans.
I know,
Just like
the
you.
crash
You're telling
out.
me right now. You're telling me the same thing right now.
No,
You're
I'm
a
asking
treason.
you. I'm asking you to
You are
find me a
treason.
case.
You are fucking
I am treason. I'm glad that
Bonnie,
you can
you are
English so
treason.
well. Sure, that's not what treason is, sweetheart. I know the law. You
It
don't.
is because you put illegals over your own citizens.
No.
You're a fucking traitor.
That's
You
not.
are a
What does the
fucking
Constitution
traitor.
say?
You are a fucking traitor.
What does the
And
Constitution
you will
say?
be hung for your fucking treason.
I'm
you
sure
stupid
that I.
cunt.
Oh, Sweeney. Oh, he ran.
Oh no.
Anyway, morale is the confidence, enthusiasm, and discipline of a person of a particular time. You mean morals. And that's not what we were talking about. I was asking you what law, right? Okay. Glad we got that covered. Just in case anybody doesn't know, that's what that is. You meant morals, and that's not what I was asking you. I was asking you for the law. Now, I'm sorry that you don't like that asylum seekers can come in and apply for asylum without arriving at a port of entry. That's just not my problem. The fact that they're denied to me shows the system is working, but you would have to show me cases that say that they're being denied for fraud. Just because they're being denied doesn't inherently mean that their claims were fraudulent. They just weren't enough of a credible fear claim for them to be approved. I don't have any issue with that. That's not a problem. That's the immigration system working. I know that you lick Donald Trump's taint, and then that's a problem with you. You don't like the law, have your congressional men and women change it. So sorry about that. He's not making us safer because he's not going after the real problem, which statistically is U.S. citizens. Also, read the Constitution. The rights for U.S. citizens and illegals in regards to their due process rights are not different. We go over this, I feel like, every single day. While we're sitting here, thank you, Natalia, for the $10 on the PalPay. Happy Friday. Y'all got paid today. Let's show Monty that a woman's labor isn't free. W. Tip your content creators. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Getting our day going strong. They're in here mad on this Friday, aren't they? Ooh. Ouch. I am the treason. Monty, you are the treason. That was a hell of a sentence. That was a sentence. But yeah, guys, while we're sitting here, keep doing all the good things. Don't forget that I do like to get to 50,000 likes before we hit 11 a.m. Mountain Time, so we can get a total of 100,000 before we get to the end of the 2 hours that I'm on. Glacier Lake, how are you today?
Doing fantastic. It's Friday.
It is Friday. Did you vote for Trump?
I didn't. But can I just ask you one question? Because I know you want ops.
Mm-hmm.
Why, when Hillary Clinton went to, I guess, in front of Congress, I believe it was?
Yeah, she went. It's like an oversight committee, but it's congressional members. Yeah.
Okay, my question to you real quick is why wasn't that in public? Why did they have that like a closed hearing kind of thing or questioning?
Sure. So I will answer that. I'm going to drop you down so I can answer it because you have a little bit of a background noise, but I will answer that. So, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton wanted their depositions or their testimony to be public. That was why it took so long for this to happen, because there was a back and forth between them and the head of the committee, who is Republican James Comer, because Bill and Hillary wanted to do it publicly. They wanted an open door session. The Republicans did not. They did not want this to be open door. They wanted the testimony to be revealed later. I actually don't have any issue with that personally. I talked about this yesterday. I think when you see, we have two, right? Let's take Jack Smith. Jack Smith did one that was behind closed doors. That was the camera footage was released later. And then he did one that was public. And I think that the Republicans were actually a lot more on their shit and asking real questions, and they kind of tucked their tail between their legs in the closed door versus how performative and disgusting they were in the open door. And so I actually don't really have that much of an issue with it being closed door, but the facts of the situation is that Bill and Hillary wanted it to be done publicly. The Republicans said no. Thank you, Glacier Lake, by the way. I appreciate that question. All right. I guess we'll get the outline started. This is why nobody wants to date women. Cam, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations for coming out and being a part of the community. We welcome all. Okay, we'll get started with a bit of an outline. We're going to start with this first. It's just like this video that we have fucking issues with turning into North Korea. And what I mean by that is that North Korea is really good at propaganda. They are all about only making sure that the leader is seen as good, making sure the government is only seen as good. There is no negative, there is no dissension, there's no critique of the government in North Korea. Well, Brendan Carr, who is in charge of the FCC, therefore in charge of most of our broadcast fucking television, says that we need to be more pro-America. This is literally insane. Insane.
Fair point. Meanwhile, America is approaching its 250th birthday. Many patriots are seeking ways to celebrate the patriotism now spreading to on-air broadcasts. Mr. Chairman, you announced your Pledge America campaign, encouraging broadcasters to air more pro-America content, such as starting each day with the Star-Spangled Banner or the Pledge of Allegiance. Tell us more. What kind of a response are you getting?
We're in the midst of a great period of time here in D.C., a great revival, the golden age. Just this week, we had the State of the Union where President Trump, truly the political colossus of our time, showed the American people exactly why he's delivering these great results. Prices are down. Broadband prices are down 8 to 9%. Cell phone prices are down off Biden-era highs. And we're launching a Pledge America campaign at the FCC, which allows broadcasters to air pro-America patriotic programming to celebrate the country's 250th birth. The reaction has been interesting. Many broadcasters have embraced it. Some on the left push back. Apparently they have a problem with patriotic pro-America programming, but it's a good opportunity for
because it's indoctrination. That's weird. The whole point of us having a First Amendment, the whole point of us having a free country is so that we don't have to be pro-America. We can being pro-American is critiquing America. It's actually anti-American to say that America is perfect and has nothing it can work on. And that we're the greatest country in the world. If we're going to be the greatest country in the world, prove it by letting us critique our own country. It's fucking weird to have this be indoctrinated onto our television screens.
broadcasters to let their viewers know exactly where they stand.
You know, it's just incredible that we actually need the FCC to remind viewers and remind the people who are programming to put beautiful patriotism on their airwaves. But you're right, you've got pockets of the country that are pushing back on this, even as we know that this is the greatest country in the world and the freest country in the world.
Yeah, you're right. Look,
if it's free, you wouldn't be bitching about the pushback. If it was free, you'd be like, well, they disagree with having it, and that's perfectly fine. That is their American right to not propose pro-America, I'm going to say propaganda, they wouldn't use that word, pro-America content. That's what you would say if this was a free country. You wouldn't cry about it.
Have started the FCC's open meetings that I chair with the Pledge of Allegiance. We introduced that when I took over. If you go back 50 years, there was something called the Bicentennial Minute, where broadcasters voluntarily would do a minute every day, something about the history of the country at that point in time, 200 years ago. And I think there's a lot that we got right in media policy in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, and I think we need to return to a lot of that.
All right,
They're trying to take us back. In the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, they're trying to take us back. Fucking disgusting. Legendary Juicebox, by the way, thank you so much for the 245 bits over there on Twitch. I appreciate you guys. I am multi-streaming, so if you are not following me or subscribed to me on either YouTube and Twitch, please go ahead and do so. There are also memberships over there, as I saw it on Twitch. There are bits. There's super chats over on YouTube, or you can just be in there raging and angry like they tend to do during the day. But yeah, we're turning into North Korea. That's gross. Gross. Y'all got fancy while I was gone. It's Friday. I felt like it. Okay. We're going to move to a little bit on immigration. That'll get one of them nice and angry, I'm sure. Ari, thank you to Ari for sending me this video. It's about 5 minutes long, so it's not too bad. This is David J. Beer of Cato. The Cato Institute has run a lot of studies. Now, remember, Cato is a libertarian right-wing think tank, but they're very, very good at their studies, and they do numbers. That's what they do. They do numbers very well. So David Beer of Cato is going to testify about immigrants. Because I know you guys just want to believe what you want to believe, but you don't have the factual basis to back this up. Now, if you want to have a conversation where you go against what David says and what I believe and what I know to be true, you are going to do so based off of factual evidence and not your feelings. I shouldn't have even said what I believe, because it's what I know to be true. Show me with factual evidence and not your fifis, and that factual evidence that is not biased and actually sources where it came from. That's what you need. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
Ben, I voted for, or you didn't say my name. Age is 28. State is Illinois, and I voted for Trump.
Okay. Oh, am I having mic issues? Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I was just calling about what you just said, that we're turning into North Korea
Mm-hmm.
when the program that the FCC is launching is voluntary. So how does a voluntary program mean we're turning into North Korea?
Because the fact that they're bashing other networks for not.
Are people not allowed to complain about about networks? Is that not allowed?
I don't think it's appropriate for the FCC to do so when he should be upholding the
appropriate?
standard
So-
of the First Amendment.
So whenever, let's say, the Biden administration was in office and they were complaining about, say, Fox News for what they were airing, were we turning into North Korea?
Can you show me where the FCC official under the Biden administration complained about what Fox News was doing?
Does it have to be the FCC official?
That's who I was complaining about talking about it. Yes. So yes, the FCC
But
official.
it's just the government in general. It doesn't have to necessarily be the FCC
Who
official.
within the
They're
government
not-
was complaining about Fox News?
You're telling me that you've never heard a Democrat complain about Fox News in the government?
Oh, I'm talking about the administration. Who within the Biden administration complained about Fox News?
I don't know. You
Oh,
want me to
okay.
go?
Yeah,
Digging on
because it
Google?
was your claim. Yeah, absolutely. I would love for you to
Okay,
do that.
okay. Let me go digging on Google here to find that
Mhm.
a Democrat in the Biden administration complained about Fox News.
Sure.
That's just it's crazy to me that you think that didn't happen.
I don't know that it happened. I don't believe in magic.
Do you
so
think it happened?
I don't know. Prove to me it did.
You don't know. No, I'm not asking if you know. Do you think that happened? Do you
I
think
don't
that
know. I'm not going to make speculative
Oh my
statements. I
God.
would like to see if it did. If you're going to compare that it happened and say, it did happen, then show me it happened.
But it's just not. My whole thing is that it's not we're not turning into North Korea when the government puts forward a voluntary
This
system.
I do not think
And
it's
if people
appropriate.
don't volunteer to do
I
it,
said I do
they're
not
not getting
think
they're not getting in trouble for it. They're
Yet.
not being forced to
yet,
do anything.
Yet,
We're not,
yet. Brendan Carr doesn't have a good track record on that, does he?
are companies being punished for not participating?
Right now, no.
Okay, then your point is fucking retarded.
Oh, there's the slur. Go find that Democrat in the Biden administration that did that just for yourself. What I'm saying is that Brendan Carr, one, does not have a good record on this. We've seen Jimmy Fallon. We've seen the Colbert Report. Or the Colbert Report, that's way back. Take it back. The Stephen Colbert Show, right? We know that Brendan Carr is not an independent agent within the FCC right now. He is working for the Trump administration and promoting Trump ideals. And he has threatened restrictions and threatened punishment on broadcast television already. So that's already there. Okay? I do not think it is appropriate for the director of the FCC to be complaining about channels deciding per the First Amendment to not volunteer for a pro-propaganda, pro-America fucking platform. I don't think it's appropriate for him to complain about that. Now, your combat to that was that people within, you wanted to just say Democrats. I know you want to say like congressmen and women. I don't give a fuck what they say. Show me within the Biden administration who was complaining about Fox News. Show me where the FCC official was threatening punishment and consequences to going against them. Show me that. You can't, which is why you slurred, which is why you crashed out. Anyway, we continue. We're going to move to immigration and David Beer and Cato.
Chairman
Or they're going to call in and cry. Either one. Oh, we call Matt. You don't get to slur. Fuck off. You're finding that source for yourself now, not for me. I just want you to know. What?
Do you want the evidence?
Oh, a Democrat within the Biden administration who...
Well, yeah, that the Biden administration actually sent a letter to Fox News requesting that they change their coverage that they were covering over Joe Biden.
Oh, show. Do you have proof of that letter?
Newsweek. I'm sure you probably don't trust Newsweek.
What's the
do
title?
you?
No, I'll bring it up. What's the title?
Biden admin defends telling Fox News to change coverage of Biden.
Let's see. 29th of 2024.
So is it okay?
Hold on, let me read this. I want to read what the letter said.
Why does it matter what the letter says? They're asking.
Because it's important important if what they're asking them to change if they are misinforming the public, right? So this was a letter to executives at Fox News over its coverage of Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and the connection to Alexander Smirnov, an FBI informant who was arrested for lying to law enforcement about the Biden family business. Despite this, Fox has no steps to retract, correct, or update its reporting on this false allegation from 2023. Sam said in the letter addressed to Fox News CEO Suzanne Scott, President Jay Wallace, and Brian Botten, the bureau chief of Washington, D.C. for the network CNN reported. According to CNN, the letter asked Fox News digital articles on the topic to include editor's notes informing readers that the source of this allegation has been federally indicted for making it up. We also feel strongly that Fox News channel television personalities like Sean Hannity and Jesse Waters, among others, should inform their viewers on air that they have been sharing a discredited allegation from a source who has been federally indicted for making it up, the letter said. Did they threaten anybody in this letter is what I'm looking for.
Threaten? Why does that matter? The FCC didn't threaten companies.
No, I'm trying to say like where which part of the Biden admin sent this. But my thing is also you're talking about Fox News who had to pay Dominion.
You said the administration. You didn't say what part. It
Sure.
matter. You
No,
said
well,
the
I said I did include the FCC, but I said anybody in the administration. You're absolutely correct. What I'm saying is that they're also talking to Fox News, who's actively lying. They had to pay millions of dollars to Dominion for lying about their voting machines. So, I mean, there's also that.
Well, that Dominion has nothing to do with this letter.
No,
so
Fox
just
News
there's no point to
lies.
bring that up.
Fox
There's no point
News
to bring
lies.
that up.
Fox News lies.
Yeah, and so does CBS. CBS lied.
About-
Trump won a suit against them
No, he didn't win a
because
suit.
they lied.
No, that was a settlement.
But they
That wasn't a
settled because
win.
they would have lost. They
That's-
settled because
no.
they would have lost.
No, you guys are
Yeah.
so dumb. You guys are so dumb. Anyway, I'm done talking to you. Granted, now, will I say that I don't think it's appropriate for the Biden administration to send that letter? No. Absolutely fucking not. I do not think that's appropriate. Is he doing it to probably protect his son and himself? Guys, I got a fucking live restriction, so can you oh, and I got flagged for hate speech. Guys, I'll be right back on TikTok. Okay. YouTube and Twitch are still here. I'm not going to finish my statement until I get back on live, though. Let's set that back up. Hate speech. What did I do? Okay. So again, let me be clear. Yeah, TikTok is very sensitive. Let me be clear on this again. I do not think it was appropriate for the Biden administration to send a letter to Fox News to change their narrative, or to correct their lies. I still don't think it was appropriate for them to send it. Fox is lying, but I do not think it was appropriate for them to send a letter to them. I don't think it was appropriate. I don't think it's appropriate now. So I'm speaking out against it. I didn't know about that letter during the Biden administration. Nobody brought that up. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I think that's disgusting. It's weird. People are going to write what they're going to write about you. Cry about it later. Yes, we are back over on the TikTok. People are going to write what they want to write about you. Let them. Now, the issue is going to be that there are FCC regulations about lies. So there is that issue. There's a difference. The FCC has certain regulations about lying to the public, and that could be where they're coming from with that letter. If they're actively lying and not correcting information, that violates statutes already under the FCC. But complaining that shows won't take on your pro-America propaganda, that's completely different. Okay. Chatty, how are you today?
Marvelous. Just sitting here with my dog waiting for my power to come back on.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear your power's off.
Yeah, we got hit with the storm pretty bad.
Oh, over on the East Coast, yeah.
Yep. I flew in from Florida and now I'm here in my winter home, summer home, so I'm just making sure it's safe.
Did you vote for Trump?
What'd you think of the State of the Union?
I thought it was the same rhetoric he's done since he started campaigning. It was just a campaign speech pretty much for the most part. Did you vote for
Wow.
Trump?
That's really interesting. Obviously, you didn't vote for him, and that's your choice, right?
Right. I didn't. Did you?
That's okay. Yeah, I did.
Oh.
You didn't. That's fine.
Can I get your age for TikTok, please?
I'm 58 years old.
All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, my family works the border for 13 years.
Okay.
And I know stuff I can't share on TikTok. So I know a lot more than you know. And I'm just grateful that our country is safe again.
You don't. That's just silly that you know
That's
more
okay.
than
You
I
would
know.
know, honey. You would know. You don't work the
Okay,
border.
well, that's
so
just
it's
you
okay.
living in delusion of thinking that anecdotal
No, my
stories
brother's a
mean
Navy
anything. I
SEAL,
don't
and you don't
care.
have you don't know that stuff. So you're a child.
I
So
don't.
that's
I
okay.
don't care about your brother being a Navy SEAL. I care about
I
the
know you
law.
don't. You have no respect. You have no respect for the military or our
Both of my
country.
parents were veterans, so
Well, I don't know how you can say that watching the Democrats sit there and not stand
Oh,
to
what did
protect.
he say? Let's
I
go
know.
over that. I love that quote. What did he
You know
say?
what? Honestly, I feel bad for you.
What did he say? What did Trump
I
say
feel
when they didn't
bad for
stand?
you. There's something wrong with
Sure.
you.
What did Trump say when they didn't
You
stand?
have an issue. You
Repeat
know
it.
that, right?
Repeat what Trump
You
said.
know that you have no respect for this
Repeat what
country.
Trump said.
I just told you how I feel about you.
I don't care about how you feel about me.
Then I don't
You
care
can
how
write
you
in your
feel about
diary
me.
about that later.
I don't
That's
care how
great.
you feel about
I'm not
me.
talking about feelings.
You're
I'm asking you to
uneducated.
tell
You're
me. I'm
very
asking you to tell me
uneducated.
what did Donald
No, you
Trump
tell
say?
me what. No,
What
you
did
tell
Donald
me
Trump
what you
say?
missed. You
What did
tell
Donald
me,
Trump
honey.
say when the
Sweetie
Democrats
pie.
didn't stand?
Little
What did
girl. Hey,
Donald
little
Trump
girl.
say?
Little
What
girl.
did Donald
Hey,
Trump
little girl.
say?
Little
What
girl.
did Donald
Little
Trump
girl.
say? What did Donald
Little
Trump say?
girl.
What did Donald Trump
Listen,
say
you're
when the
pivoting.
Democrats
That's
didn't
what you
stand?
do.
What did
You
Donald Trump
pivot.
say when
You
the
pivot.
Democrats
You
didn't
pivot.
stand? I'm
You
still
pivot.
on the
You
same fucking
pivot.
subject.
You
What did
pivot.
Donald Trump say when the Democrats didn't stand? What did he say when the Democrats didn't stand? What
You
did he
just
say?
showed everybody you're a clown. You're a clown.
You're older than me and you acted the exact same
You're
way.
a
So maybe you
clown.
should think about that
You're a
yourself. Anyway,
clown.
what
Look
did
at
Donald
you.
Trump say?
You're a clown.
What did Donald Trump
You need
say?
help. Listen, you know what? You're uneducated. I can't help that. So have a good day. I can't talk to you,
What
honey.
did Donald
Get some
Trump
help.
say when the Democrats didn't stand? What did he say?
It doesn't matter what Donald Trump does, you're going to find something bad to
I'm
say.
trying to critique it right now. What
No,
did
you
Donald
are
Trump
looking for
say when the
everything
Democrats
wrong.
didn't stand?
You don't get it, honey. You don't get it. You lost. You know that, right?
I lost. I didn't lose anything.
You lost.
I'm not a
So
Democrat.
you know what?
I didn't
Deal
lose
with
shit.
it.
I'm an American.
Deal with it.
I'm an American.
You lost.
The country lost.
President Trump is the president of the United
He is.
States,
You're
and that
right.
means you lost.
Which is why I'm
So
asking why
deal
you're
with
still
it.
supporting him. You pivoted to the State
Why?
of the Union and you said the
Why am I
Democrats didn't
all right,
stand. I'm asking
if
you
I
to
can
tell me
you
what
in one
moment.
example.
What
I'm
moment
going
did
to
he
answer. If
say
you stop
that they didn't
talking,
stand? No, if
I'll
you
answer you. I'll
answer
answer
me
if you
ex-
shut up. Can you shut up?
Nope.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Can't. You guys don't know it. You either don't know it, what he said when the Democrats didn't stand, or you're going to say it wrong. Cute. Anyway, we'll get to the outline at some point today, maybe. Sherlock, how are you today?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah,
Okay, can I get your age and what state you voted in, please?
19 Minnesota.
Cool. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Yeah, so this election I was mainly focused on a couple of social policies, so things like
Sherlock, hold on. I don't like to interrupt, but that's the election. We're way out from that. We're 2026 now, so why are you still supporting him today? I don't care about why you voted for him.
yeah, so the reason why I would still support him is because of the original reason why I voted for him. So again, the original reason why I voted for him was due to the women in sports, abortion, all these sort of social policies.
Yeah,
The main
phobias and
reason why I
isms
would
that
is
you- it's
the main
nothing to
reason
do
I
with
would
you.
is abortion.
Sure. Yeah. Can you name all the organs in a woman's body?
Yeah, the reproductive organs, vagina, cervix, uterus, fallopian tube, ovaries.
Cool.
Cool.
Why
So
do you
now
give
we
a
can
fuck
get to the
about
abortion
abortion?
talk, right?
Why do you care about abortion at all? What does that have affected in your life?
Oh yeah, because I believe it's unjust, which would mean that it's murder by definition. The reason why it'd be unjust is because it deprives an entity of valuable future experiences.
Why? Oh, flow argument.
Yeah.
Is a seed a tree?
Is a seed a tree? No, but it's got
Okay, then I don't care. I don't talk abortion with men who have flow. I don't give a fuck about their future. Okay. Kat, how are you today?
Hi.
That sounds like a child. Chatty, you ran, sweetie. You're not coming back up. But that's cute. Anyway, now maybe we can get back to the actual outline today. Let's do immigration. You know what? I'll just turn that off for a second while we do that.
Chairman Cornyn, Ranking Member Padilla, and distinguished members of the subcommittee, thank you for the opportunity to testify.
By the way, guys, we did lose all those likes when I had to do a restart because people suck. So if we could boop that screen up real good, I would appreciate it. I know we might not hit that 100,000 likes today, but I would appreciate it if we did.
For nearly half a century, the Cato Institute's research has shown that people of any ancestry, background, or birthplace can be assets in a free society. America's immigrants exemplify this truth. Despite often leaving terrible conditions abroad, immigrants work, start businesses, and invent at higher rates than the U.S.-born population. Cato's recent analysis shows that immigrants reduced deficits by $11.5 trillion over the last 30 years, including about $140 billion in Minnesota. Although welfare fraud is a serious problem, immigrants aren't to blame. Non-citizens account for just 5% of welfare fraud losses, 31% less per capita than U.S. citizens. Rather than targeting entire ethnic groups, Congress should end the broken welfare systems, namely the oversight-free aid to states that led to all the fraud in Minnesota. But let's be clear, DHS isn't anti-fraud. DHS is itself openly carrying out the largest fraud in the history of the U.S. immigration system. DHS and the State Department are raking in billions of dollars in immigration fees and not providing the adjudications that applicants are entitled to.
Scotty over in the YouTube chat says, UK here, happy to borrow your president after his term. Why wait? Our president has set the precedent that you can go and take any president from any country you want if you deem them as a threat. Go ahead and come take him. Go ahead. Nobody cares. Anyway.
For individuals for over 90 countries, half of all legal immigrants, the administration is simply not processing their applications. The burden of proof is already on these applicants. DHS and state can deny anyone who fails to make their case. Instead, this administration is pocketing thousands of dollars from hardworking Americans and their relatives, including spouses and minor children of U.S. citizens, and then not even looking at their applications. This is a scam. It is fraud. DHS's entire Minnesota operation is another kind of scam sold to the public on lies. DHS hasn't criminally charged anyone with fraud there, and 60% of its immigrant arrests in Minnesota have no criminal convictions or charges. DHS itself classifies just 8% of its arrests in Minnesota as the highest threat level, and 3/4 of arrests it classifies as not being a threat at all. Instead of arresting fraudsters, it's seeking to jail 5,600 legal vetted refugees, nursing mothers, single parents, long-term residents, already dragged away from their families without any evidence of fraud at all. Rather than a law enforcer, DHS has become the biggest lawbreaker in America today. In less than a year, DHS has attacked the First, the Second, the Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, Eighth, 10th, 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution, the writ of habeas corpus, the independent judiciary, and much more. Every day, masked DHS agents detain Americans based on their race and demographics. They arrest legal immigrants for criticizing their foreign policy and Americans for recording them doing it.
Hawk, I know that's not true. You said conflation of legal and illegal immigrants is just playing stupid. Nobody cares about legal. Well, that wouldn't be the case now, would it? As he just explained to you. That they are detaining refugees, which is a legal status. That they are deporting green card residents, which is a legal status. That they are showing up to people who have TPS status. They're showing up to their court hearings and detaining them. Obviously, this administration cares a lot about legal immigration as well. So maybe you should talk to them.
Threaten, assault, and even shoot people for exercising their First and their Second Amendment rights. They break into our homes without judicial warrants. They sentence legal immigrants to foreign prisons without trials. They are trying to strip the citizenship of Americans born in this country. They detain people without lawful basis, and they ignore court orders to release them. And of course, they lie about all of it. Combating fraud and upholding the rule of law is important, but the public cannot have faith in that effort by an administration that regularly gets away with fraud, lies, and lawlessness. Even the FBI supervisor and the 14 U.S. attorneys in Minnesota who were responsible for leading the welfare fraud effort there lost faith. They quit because of DHS's operation there. We need accountability. The Supreme Court has said Congress hasn't authorized Americans to sue immigration agents for constitutional violations. So fix it. No more absolute immunity, as the White House says. The new standard, absolute accountability. Anything less would be a fraud. Thank you.
And this was something that he did before the fact that the ICE whistleblower came out and showed that they're being trained to purposely break the Constitution. Purposefully. Joe,
Hello.
how are you today?
I'm doing okay.
Cool. Can I get your age and what state you voted in?
Yeah, 20 voted for Trump.
What state?
Florida,
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
because he's doing what he told me, he promised me to.
Which was what?
The poor people,
Why is that a benefit to you?
because that creates more jobs for Americans because they leave their, jobs.
Can you prove to me that it has created more jobs for Americans by him deporting people?
Well, if those people leave their,
No,
jobs, right?
not if. Don't pose a question to my question. Show me where the deportation of these immigrants has created more jobs for Americans.
Well, it's common sense. It leaves spaces for citizens.
Oh, so if it's such common sense, you'll be able to prove it statistically. Show me that.
Well, I don't have the statistics, but I'm just telling you.
Cool. I don't care. Why am I supposed to trust you? W Sparky for this one. Sparky said absolutely. Sparky said absolutely the fuck not. By the way, 7 million open jobs. 7 million open jobs. That was before we started deporting immigrants. Under this administration specifically. And we don't have a mass deportation in this country. We have a mass detention. Cool. Glad we could do that. Glad we could do that. Guest, how are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Okay, can I get your age and what state you voted in?
38, Indiana,
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
because he's doing what he said he's going to do.
Which is what?
Well, the main one was immigration.
How is immigration going? Mass deporting immigrants going to be beneficial to the American people?
Oh, well, I'm sure you've paid attention to the news, right? Of Americans being unalived by people who shouldn't even be in the country in the first place.
Oh, what's the title that our immigration law is under that would show they shouldn't be here in the first place?
The what? What did you say?
What is the title that our immigration law is under that would prove that they aren't supposed to be here in the first place?
Well, yeah, it's. I don't need to know the policy.
Oh, well,
It's
then you
just
can't tell
common
me that they're
sense.
not supposed to be here in the first place because the law would then
Do you
dictate that.
believe that they should be here?
It depends on their status.
Okay, so are you for or against like the border wall and
I'm against the border wall simply because I think that it is a waste of funding when we know that it is not as effective as putting funding towards making the process more efficient and having Border Patrol at the border.
Okay, so adding though the border wall, right, is a good thing because it just adds on to security.
No, because we know that it doesn't work because people have ladders and shovels.
I don't think that's necessarily
And people
true what
can
you just
climb
said.
it. Sure, so then can you show me statistically where the wall has been shown to be effective?
Well, I mean, can I show you? Yeah, I mean, I can tell you. You can
No,
look at
why am I
videos.
supposed to believe you? What credentials do you have to prove to me that the wall is effective?
Well, I mean, it forces people to go to certain areas, and if they do try to climb the wall, there's been plenty of times that the Border Patrol or the military intercepts them.
Sure, that's what they're supposed to do, but the wall itself is not effective of them crossing the border. They are obviously still crossing the wall if they can get over it. So
So
I don't have any issue with that. I think the wall is a waste of funding, and so does Greg Abbott apparently, because he actually pulled money that he was proposing in Texas, that he had in Texas, towards a wall and said it's not going to be as effective as I want it to be. We're going to pull it and put it somewhere else. That was during last year.
okay, so I don't know your. Okay, so like if you have a fence at your home, do you have a fence at your house?
No, yeah, in the backyard, sure.
You do, like a pretty good sized privacy fence?
Yeah, it's a wooden fence. They're not great because, new cookie cutter new builds, but there's a fence which would not be equatable to the border of a country. So
Well, I mean, you're guarding your territory.
no,
Your
well,
yard.
mine is private property, whereas the border is not private property. So
Sure
again,
it
we're
is.
going
It
back
belongs
to
to the
the
United States of America.
Sure. So show me under what law that asylum seekers specifically would be breaking by crossing it.
So okay, so that's another thing. Okay, so you believe everybody who's crossing over, like say the millions of people who crossed in here illegally over the 4 years, you think every one of them are seeking asylum and they
No.
have?
No, that's
Okay.
silly. No. But can you show me statistical proof for millions coming in over the last 4 years?
Oh well, I mean, I don't have my laptop, but I mean, I
because
have.
DHS doesn't agree with you. How many millions? How many? What's your estimate that you believe?
Oh, I bet it's like 10 million.
Oh, you disagree with DHS. That's interesting.
What they say? What? How many?
They said anywhere from 2 to 4 million.
Okay, well, that's still a lot of fucking people.
Sure, but I don't see them as a negative, and so I don't see where that's an issue.
Okay. So all right. So do you? All right. So our highways are safer, right? When we're trying to crack down on people who don't need to be in the country driving semi trucks that plow in and.
So I actually
Oh,
don't.
what?
I actually don't have any issue with them getting their CDLs. The issue that I have, which I hope that they do address, is that they're apparently it is very easy to run a CDL school, like the schools that give out those licenses. And I think we need to have a crackdown on what they are following, because they're supposed to be following the federal instructions to hand out those CDLs after the testing. And I think that that's an issue. There's too many schools.
Okay.
Crack down on those.
Crack down on them. Okay. All right. Well, I think you and I will just disagree in certain areas then. So
Well, I don't
do you
disagree
believe?
on facts, or I don't agree to disagree on facts.
Okay. So do you think? So you're not against? So are you, or are you against ICE?
I'm against ICE. Yeah, I don't like ICE's role in this, but I'm not against immigration. I'm not against deportation. I'm not against getting rid of criminal aliens out of the country. I have no problem with that.
Okay. Do you have problem with people who overstay their visa?
Sure.
Okay. And what should happen to that person who overstays their visa?
I would think it's going to be for me personally. Again, this is more my feelings on it and my opinion on it. It's going to be a case by case basis. I would prefer if you have somebody who, like, let's say, just slipped their mind because capitalism keeps us busy and sometimes we forget things, to maybe give them a chance to go to court and to reapply, right? Give them that moment. But if they've just been like skirting the system for years and we're like, yeah, it expired, but I didn't give a fuck, and then yeah, they should probably go through some sort of deportation process.
Okay. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I think if you had 365 days to seek asylum.
Sure.
So I think that grace period thing, I wanted to agree with you, because there's a reason why they're avoiding the system, I would say.
Well, and I could even say that I think 365 is a long time. Like that's a long time to give to claim asylum. But if they want to change that, they have to do it congressionally. So
100%.
yeah, my feelings on that would mean nothing, you know?
Sure. No, I'm with you on that for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I got, really. Millions of people coming in. I think if what you just read was accurate, 4 to 5 million, that's still a lot of people that came in.
But again, yeah, where's the negative though? What is the negative from them coming in? If the DHS has the count on them, then they'd have been vetted in some way, shape, or form.
Right. I think we see the negative. We saw the negative when angel families went to the White House and moms and dads are crying on national TV.
Sure, but I'm not going to there are awful people in this world. You're never going to stop people from being fucking terrible. It is disgusting that there are people who come here and do those things, but there's also people who were born and raised here who do those things, and actually at a statistically higher fucking rate. So I'm not going to take it out on the entire population of immigrants coming here for a better life because a few of them fucking suck.
Right. So my thing is I think that we should be fixing the immigration, like you said, through Congress. If, I do believe that to try to make it a more simple process, but still they need to do it the legal way. So, but
Right. Well, my issue is that you have the Trump administration firing immigration judges instead of actually hiring more and adding funding to making that more efficient because it takes so long. And like I like to tell people, it's multiple lines, right? You have the asylum line, you have the like K-1 visa line, you have the H-1B visa line. Like there's different lines. Nobody's cutting in line. It's just a long, arduous, expensive process, and it needs to go faster. And he's making that harder by firing immigration judges. And I don't have any problem with adding more CBP agents as long as they're trained properly. That's not an issue with me either. I just think we should make it more efficient and stop demonizing an entire population of people and stop breaking the law and breaking their rights to due process as well.
okay, so another thing too is I understand where you're a Democrat, correct?
I'm actually a registered independent because I'm farther left than the Democrats.
Okay, so I do understand your point where we do have our own issues as a country, and we have to take care of those issues too. My thing is, don't add on to the problem.
I know, but then your priority would be what's actually leaking and not what's trickling. And right now we're going after what's trickling and not what's leaking. If we were to take it out on an entire population, we'd just be going after all the cishet white men in this country who are U.S. citizens who cause the most harm towards women and children. That's who the priority would be. I don't think that that's the right way to go about it. I'm just saying, like, we are attacking and demonizing an entire population of people when the priority is just getting ignored. And I don't agree with that. Shore up the system. Make the system better, do it long form legislation. He has an entire Congress that he is in charge of. He's the one who said it's a mandate because they won the House and the Senate, and yet they can't pass anything on immigration except for one bill that was redundant because it's already the law.
Yeah, no, and I do agree. I'm a Trump supporter, and I agree with you. I think they need to get on board with getting something passed as it's concrete to fix this. I do agree with that.
Because EOs aren't going to mean anything. Whether I agree with it or not, you're going to have a Democratic president who's going to revoke them. They don't mean anything.
Right. And I agree with you. I think Trump needs to do it in Congress and get something that's going to stick long term. So, all right. Well, nice talking to you.
Thank you for being civil. I appreciate that.
Of course. You have a good day.
You have a great weekend. Bye.
You too. Be careful. Bye.
All right, see, we can, even if we disagree, we can have those conversations. It's possible, guys. Caller, by the way, thank you so much for waiting until I was done talking to somebody. I appreciate that. I didn't even have the phone line off. I usually do. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
I am 36. I live in Colorado, and I voted for Trump.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
I like his America First policies. I think he's doing a pretty good job so far. I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you.
What policy is that?
Well, they all run on the same policy. They all run on border control. They all run on the economy, making things more affordable. It's more on how you do it.
So
I feel like
which
the
one
last,
specifically?
I got you. I feel like the last administration ran on the same positive things, but they were deeply incompetent, really couldn't get stuff done. That's what we have a border crisis.
But let's talk about Trump's in
way.
the chair now. The Democrats are gone.
Sure. I'm trying to get there.
Well, yeah. So I don't need that story. Just tell me something he's doing.
Well, it's not a story. It's what happened.
Cool.
It's not a story. It's what happened.
It is a story. Can you tell me something he's doing that is
a
America
story? No,
first?
a story is something your mom reads you at bedtime. Tell me what happened.
I know, it's so upsetting when I just ask you to land the fucking plane.
It's okay. You don't have to cuss.
Fuckity fuck. Tell me what the fuck policy that you like of fucking Trump's that you're supporting.
Edgy. You're one of these edgy communists.
Yeah, sure.
Get online, just talk a bunch of nonsense.
Sure. I'm whatever you pay me to be.
So we're gonna
now,
deport. We're gonna deport all of them. They're all getting deported.
How is that a benefit? How is that America First? Oh, okay. Good talk. Glad we could have a talk. My work wife. No, you went away. Come back to me, baby. Come back.
Sorry, I've been dealing with car insurance.
I'm sorry, my love.
You're fine. I came in at the right time. I was also listening to Steve for a little bit. He had he was going through and having conversations with a white man, and I'm gonna say this once, and I will only say it once. In someone who is in an interracial relationship, the conversation that Steve and him had, and the comments he's made about his plus size daughter saying you're only good enough for a black man, has been conversations I have had with my own father.
Yikes on bikes.
Yeah, you look hot.
Thanks.
I
Guys,
like that. Wait, is that a shirt?
it is a shirt.
Ooh, wait, you gotta have semi-photo. Wait. Okay, never mind. We're gonna have to have conversations. Sorry, not sorry, Monty Hub.
As he's in the request right now. Guys,
No, stay.
You guys, we're at 37,000 likes, even though I had to hit that restart after the violation. We're almost to 50,000 likes before the top of the hour. So thank you guys. Keep doing that. Tappers are doing fucking amazing. I appreciate you guys. I do have 8.5 left of my goal. It's Friday. I'm gonna grift a little bit, shake it a little bit for you. Can we pay up your lefty left commie, who's here today looking hot as fuck? Pay me. All the pay links are in my bio. I'd appreciate it. I can read out any message that you would like, as long as it's appropriate and doesn't get me taken down, because y'all be bad, and I know it. And if you want that, spicy links are also in the bio. Okay, so we just listened to the Cato man talk about the benefits of immigration and how specifically I liked how he talked about them lying. DHS has been lying. Well, here's unfortunately another fucking case of that. This is, I apologize for not being able to say his name in the right way, and I'm going to try as best I can. Nurul Amin Shah Alam, nearly blind refugee abandoned by U.S. Border Patrol, found dead in Buffalo. The investigation underway after a man was dropped off 5 miles from home, but family was not notified, officials say. Nearly blind Burmese refugee who was abandoned by Border Patrol agents has been found dead in Buffalo, New York City, officials confirmed. 56-year-old Nurul Amin Shah Alam had been missing since February 19th when he was dropped off by Border Patrol following his release from Erie County Holding Center. A City Hall spokesperson, Ian Ott, told the investigative post that homicide detectives were, quote, investigating the circumstances and timeframe of events leading up to his death following his release from custody. Shah Alam had been in the Erie County Holding Center for the past year after being arrested by Buffalo police in 2025 on charges of assault, trespassing, and possession of a weapon. The arrest stemmed from an incident in which Shah Alam got lost while on a walk and ended up on the porch of a woman's home. He had been using a curtain rod as a walking stick, according to his attorney. The woman called the police, and when Shah Alam did not follow police commands to drop his curtain rod, they tasered and beat him, his attorney said. He was released on bail and then transferred to Border Patrol custody. Border Patrol agents then dropped him off at a Tim Hortons about 5 minutes from his home. Neither his attorney nor his family were notified of his release. Quote, we are saddened to learn that our client, Nurul Amin Shah Alam, was found deceased last night in the city of Buffalo, the Legal Aid Bureau of Buffalo said in a statement shared with The Guardian. The organization said that they had received several inquiries regarding more information on Shah Alam, and due to ethical obligations, they were unable to provide any further comment. Michael Nizgoda, a spokesperson for U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the parent agency of Border Patrol, did not immediately respond on Wednesday to requests for comment from The Guardian. Well, the thing is that they did go on the DHS and wrote a tweet. Here are the facts. This is Homeland Security. This is them. Here are the facts. On February 19, 2026, Buffalo Police Department alerted Border Patrol about a non-citizen in their custody. Our agents confirmed that Mr. Shah Alam entered the United States as a refugee on December 24, 2024, and was not amenable to removal, meaning he can't be removed. He has refugee status, legal fucking status, okay? Border Patrol agents offered him a courtesy ride, which he chose to accept, to a coffee shop. Listen. To a coffee shop, determined to be a warm, safe location near his last known address, rather than be released directly from the Border Patrol station. He showed no signs of distress, mobility issues, or disabilities requiring special assistance. By the way, I meant to say this, I know this is really in the middle, but trademark, thank you for the bits, by the way, over there on Twitch. So they, according to them, right, dropped him off at a warm coffee house. Well, that's interesting, because that's not what we see here. So, it says he was found dead days after U.S. Border Patrol left him alone at a Tim Hortons 5 miles from his home. Yeah, he's nearly blind, which means probably legally blind. And they just left him. at night in the cold. Didn't notify his family. Didn't give him a chance to notify his family. Because, you know, what they could have done is let him call his family and then released him from the Border Patrol facility where they could have picked him up. They could have just done that. Instead, they didn't. And then they went and lied about it. But, you know, we're bringing God back to America. Sure we are. I do sometimes read comments, Oscar, but specifically in YouTube, it's hard. If you guys can send super chats, I know that they cost money, but it's the easiest way because it shows up as a big bright color so that I can see it. But it's not the only thing. They're using tactics of lying to get people, right? So you have the Columbia student detained by ICE is abruptly released after Mamdani meets with Trump. Hi, Hector. What's that? Ooh, what's that about? What's that, man?
She's mine, Hector. Back off.
Cannot with y'all. Anyway, federal immigration authorities arrested a Columbia University student early Thursday, triggering protests on campus and allegations that agents gained entry to the university-owned residence by posing as police officers searching for a missing child. So now they're lying to get into private buildings that they can't get into without warrants to then take people. Just hours after detaining student Eli Agayeva, though the federal government abruptly reversed course, permitting her to walk free after an apparent intervention by President Donald Trump. In a social media post Thursday afternoon, Mayor Zoran Mamdani said he expressed concerns about the arrest during an unrelated meeting with Trump, who then released her immediately. I am safe and okay, Agayeva wrote on Instagram minutes after Mamdani's post, adding she was in complete shock from the experience. The head-spinning series of events marked the latest consequence of the unlikely relationship between the Republican president and Mamdani, a Democratic socialist who Trump once threatened to have deported. On Thursday, while pitching Trump on a massive housing project, Mamdani also called on the president to drop cases against several other current and former students facing deportation for their roles in protests against Israel. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
Yeah, age is 54, Colorado, and I voted for Trump.
All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
I still support him. I would say overall it's like a, he just hits the closest to what he said he was going to do versus a lot of the opposition at the time.
Well, yeah, but that would be for the election. Nobody can run against him right now, so why are you still supporting him today?
Yeah. Because, again, he's getting as close to the goalpost as what he said he was going to when he ran for it.
Oh, I don't
Which
give
is
out.
a lot closer than years past.
Sure. So, like, what is it that you support that he's moving us closer to?
Well, for instance, he's definitely secured the border. I mean, he didn't spend any additional money. Well, the crossings have greatly reduced. That's one.
Where do we track crossings?
And, well, they track them from a couple of different ways, and some of the main ways are what they call contact. But then there's also video evidence of it. It was during the tail end of the Biden administration. You could look at video evidence that was showing versus the video evidence versus today, and definitely tell, I mean, just with your own eyes.
Well, that's I don't do my own eyes. I do what statistically we have, and actually per CBP or, Customs and Border Patrol, their actual website, we don't track crossings, we track encounters, which is completely different.
Yep. Oh, so you don't use your own eyes. Well, and that, again, I can understand that as well, because that would just be like the couple that everyone's kind of debating over that got shot by ICE, whether the ICE agents are guilty or not guilty.
Right. Well, and people see Jesus in toast. So I don't necessarily believe the eyes of people or my own eyes, because eyes can actually, that's why illusions exist, because our eyes and our brains can be two different things. So again, we don't track crossings though. Do you know what an encounter is?
I do.
What is an encounter encompass?
So then with your own eyes, would that encounter also be counterproductive as well? So in other words, all statistics are just...
No, what is it? What does an encounter encompasses? Three separate things. What are they?
Well, it's definitely an encounter from people when ICE agents run into them at the border and turn them around, or if they run into them and detain them. Mm-hmm. That's one encounter.
So you have inadmissibles, you have apprehensions, and you have expulsions. So these are all people who don't end up making it, except for maybe the ones who have a credible fear screening that they pass to claim asylum, right? So the fact
Okay.
is that you can get people who, with their own eyes, crossed over a border and encountered one immigration agent and then went back and tried it again with a different immigration agent, got caught and encountered again. So the numbers could be skewed in that way because one person could be counted anywhere up to 3 times. But do I agree with you that encounters have gone down? Yes, I just don't add context to that meaning anything.
Okay. Well, and that would be no different than our crime rate in general. I know a lot of people were against National Guard being deployed in areas such as like Chicago, et cetera, D.C. But in those areas, the crime has also been greatly reduced as far as violent murders and stuff like that.
Was the crime already
statistically have
going
gone
down
way
before
down.
that?
Yeah, but statistically, it's gone excessively down since the deployment of the National Guard in those
So
areas.
the national murder rate, what year was the record lowest murder rate?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
So
I don't have
2025,
that.
what was the record year before that of lows?
Before that,
Mhm.
probably, if I had to guess, I'd say either 19 or 20.
2024. 2024 was the
Okay.
lowest rate of murders that we'd had, and then 2025 exceeded that. So what happened is during the pandemic, crime went up, and then after the
Mhm.
pandemic, it just slowly started going down. So I don't give any credit to any president for that because that was just crime started going down.
Well, yeah, it's just during the pandemic.
Right. So then
But then
I'm not going to say that it was anything that Donald Trump and the National Guard did when the rates of crime were already going down.
yeah, but even if they're starting to go down, but they go down at an exponential rate after the
Show
fact,
me that they went down
I
an
think that has
exponential
to be.
rate, though. It didn't.
Yeah, absolutely did.
Exponentially from the year before? Show me that.
Yeah. Well, it would take me a minute to look it up, but
Sure,
I'm
go
not
ahead and
going to
find
look it
that.
up right at the moment.
Nope. Well, then
Okay.
we're not going to talk because I'm not going to pivot. If we're going to be disingenuous about information, then I'm not going to pivot to a new subject to be disingenuous about information. So that's just something you
Okay.
believe, but you don't have a backing for it.
Well, at the exact moment for exactly what we're discussing, no, I don't.
Okay, so then why do you believe it?
Mhm.
Then why do you believe it?
Because I have looked it up before. I just don't have it right in front of me.
So what was the decrease in homicides from 2025?
Decrease in 25, I believe, was. Here we go. Here we go. So the murder rate, homicides that were just in January of 2026.
No, not the numbers. By percentage, what did it decrease?
Just in January 2026, and this is from the Council from Criminal Justice, has decreased between 20 and 21% decline since 2024.
Right. So it was at a 20%
That's
decrease.
just-
Sure. So it was at a 20%
Yeah.
decrease in homicides in 2025. It was at 15% decrease in homicides in 2024. How is that like a giant substantial jump?
Because what they're saying is the murder rate that was in 2024, just in January, the January numbers decreased an additional 20%
No, not
from
an
what they
additional
were in
20. No.
2024. Yeah, that's from the Council of Criminal Justice. So I don't know what to tell
Okay,
you.
so
The
let's look this
Council of
up.
Criminal Justice, just in the month of January of 2026, decreased at 20 to 21% decline
homicide
from
rates?
2024 simple rates in cities. Yeah, homicide rates. Yeah.
Hold on.
So once again,
I'm going to
so-
bring that up so that we can
now
look at it.
you.
Well, I
okay.
want to see your source. Yeah, of course. So you
that's
said
fine.
Council of Criminal Justice. What's the title at the top? I apologize. Repeat that for me.
I don't have the title in front of me. I'd have to start digging myself.
How do you not have the title? Aren't you on the Council of Criminal Justice's page?
No. I just did a quick
Oh, ew,
Google
AI
search.
overview,
So
gross.
it
So
brought me up.
let's click the paper clips and find out what they actually used.
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
Well, because AI overview, no, you do that. Because AI overview can. So what did you search then? Because AI overview can source Reddit sometimes.
There we go. Well, no, this one's. I'll give a sec. I'll get it. You won't let me highlight it. Oh, there we go. And let me give it just a second. Then we'll get the actual heading for it.
Sure.
Thank you for your patience. You're the first person I've discussed like that will actually be patient and wait just a second.
No, of course. I
Is,
want accurate information. I have no problem waiting for that.
it's crime trends in U.S. cities. You're an update. Analyze data from the 40 largest U.S. cities with homicide rates from 35 cities.
Okay, so let's see. 9 of the offenses declined by 10% or more. The rate of reported homicides was 21% lower in 2025. Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted. What the rate of reported homicides was 21% lower in 2024 than in 2025, excuse me, than in 2024.
24. Okay.
Representing
Now,
922
and that was a
fewer
mistake on my
homicides.
part. I thought it was in January, but
The report, the year to end update was published in
right,
January of
and that was
2026.
from the report was, but I mistook it from being January numbers, and it wasn't.
Right. No, you're fine. I knew what you meant when you said that anyway, is that they're reporting it in
Okay.
2026, but it's for the previous year.
Huh.
Sure. So the crime, but again, he's going to cities that already had really, really low crime rates. So
Well, I wouldn't count Washington D.C. is nationally. It's always been known, and Chicago for very high crime rates.
they were at a low before he sent the Nat Garden.
I would have to, again, I don't have the facts in front of me, but I'd have to dispute that just from my experience, that D.C. and Chicago are renowned for their exceptionally high crime rates.
Well, a lot of that is just dog whistling, though. That's actually not one of the most crime-ridden cities in our nation is actually Memphis, and most of the crime-ridden cities are actually in Republican states.
And I'll have it also known, I'm not a huge proponent of sending National Guard into those areas. I feel that they have to be sent in, though, to protect the ICE officers because they're having to perform their services. So then they're
Yeah, I
almost
think that's
have to
gross
be
to
sent
use our
there.
military. I think that's gross to use our military to do that. I don't agree with that at
100
all. So
100%.
I have violent crime in D.C. hits a 30-year low. This was reported by the United States Attorney's Office in D.C. January 3rd of 2025. Total violent crime for 2024 in the District of Columbia is down 35% from 2023 and is the lowest it has been in over 30 years. So it was already starting to go down. In addition to the overall violent crime reduction, homicides are down 32%, robberies are down 39%, armed carjackings are down 53%, assaults with a dangerous weapon are down 27% when compared with 2023 levels, with the district reporting that fewest assaults with dangerous weapons and burglaries in over 30 years. Now, if you want to say that they need to be there to protect ICE, I just don't agree with that. I don't think we need to be using our military in that way. And I also am a big believer in Benjamin Franklin's quote about people who are willing to give up their freedoms for safety deserve neither freedoms nor liberty, or whatever the quote was. Because I don't want military. I don't want police states. Why would I want that?
I am 100% on board with that. But along with that, I don't want illegal immigration as rampant in the city as
what does that have to do with crime?
It has everything to do with crime.
It doesn't, because statistically they commit less crime than U.S. citizens do.
No, that's only one statistic. And that's no different than. Before we get too deep into it, we need to take also just not the data that I'm giving you, but that is only one data from one source, and there's always a contradictory.
There's not, though. Show me one. I've never seen one.
Yeah. I have to, again, it'll take a minute to look it up.
But you believe that is my problem, is you go around to different lives and different people you talk to and you say that and you just believe it and take it as fact when you haven't actually looked at it. I have looked for these stats to show that they commit more crime. It's not there.
Well, I just showed you one of the stats that we were discussing previously. And what I'm trying to explain to you is that those stats are always subjective. They're not objective. All the stats are. And so just because somebody has something or there is a plus to it, there's always a minus to it as well. So there's always going to be the flip-flops.
Except there's not. That's the thing. The reason we have data, the reason we have data that is objective, right, is because of the fact that it can be replicated, meaning that other studies say similar things. So I would need to see one that says the opposite, and I'm not finding that. Nobody's
but
been
I
able to
find it,
give that
and
to
again,
me. Nobody. I've
they
talked to
can't.
people for a year and a half now. Nobody's been able to find me any kind of statistic that says that they're committing more crime.
Okay. Well, again, I would have to do some digging, some research. I've seen it.
Sure,
It's
so
a
then don't
different
go around
studies other
saying
than
that if you don't have the proof behind it.
I don't have it right in front of me.
Then don't
But it's no
say it.
different than the Cato Institute. Why?
The Cato Institute is the one that's going to tell you. The Cato Institute is the one that's going to tell you they commit less crime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there is others that contradict theirs that call their data
Which
not
one?
well. I would have to look it up.
Okay, do that. And you can call
Okay.
back at another time. I have no problem doing that because you are civil and willing to do that, but just don't say things if you don't have the backing behind it.
All right, I'll put it as in such as like a Rolls Royce. Everybody in America, if they made Rolls Royce affordable for everyone to buy, so everyone in America is now buying a Rolls Royce. In order to do that, you would have to take your resources that you're putting into the Rolls Royce to make it affordable for everyone. You'd have to take those resources away from somewhere, and then those would be deficient in those areas just to make Rolls Royce affordable. So then maybe you would have to take away food or plastic or something else from that in order to make the Rolls Royce affordable. So you're still going to have a plus and a minus from somewhere to get that.
Sure, that doesn't have anything to do with the statistics. If we have statistics on crime, as in people who are arrested and then convicted on crime, you would have to show me where they are being arrested at a higher rate and getting convicted at a higher rate, meaning that they are committing at a higher rate crime. There's not a negative to that. You would just have to show that. There would be stats on that. Where are they? We have FBI statistics. We have local city statistics on their arrests. They commit less crime. Unless you're going to give me what a lot of people do, which is boogeyman of that. They're doing it. They just haven't been caught. And that you could make that number up.
No, I would have to dig and research, and I just don't like to have to do that while I'm having a discussion with somebody.
I understand that, but the discussions I have are based off of facts. I don't just go off of, well, I'm just going to believe what you say, because again, I've had multiple conversations with people, and the only excuse that they give me is they never give me a fact based on that. They just say, well, that just still means that people are coming in who commit crime. Yeah, like humans commit crime, but they commit them at a lesser rate. And so we are demonizing an entire community of people and having ICE agents roaming our fucking streets, harming U.S. citizens in the process to go after a community that commits less crime when the priority maybe should be the people committing the crime, which is cishet white men in this country.
Yeah, but statistically, it's going to be, just like you said, it's people. It's people in general that are committing the crimes, and I don't think they're doing anything outside of the legalities. They're given due process, and they're giving everything else to every
Well, then why are the
citizen.
courts ruling
Absolutely
against
are.
them? Why are the courts ruling against them if they're getting due process?
What do you mean they're going against? Well, they're going against Trump, and then once it goes to a higher court, they go for Trump. So again, that just goes
Really?
a judge makes a
How did that work out
Yeah.
with Kilmar Abrego Garcia?
One case of one person. It
So they
ended
are
poorly,
breaking. So they are breaking their constitutional rights then.
Well, a person, sure. That's like
That's
a
not
person
no.
can
How
get
many other
arrested in
no
California.
no? How many other no? We've
Yeah.
had multiple rulings where they have had to release detained immigrants because they were denied their due process, so they're just completely ignoring their habeas petitions.
Yeah, but you're just showing again that that's just humanity. That's imperfection. That people get
Cool.
arrested
So then
all the
let's
time
actually.
for
So
crimes
then
that they're
I
not
would like.
guilty of.
So then I would like it if the Trump administration and Kristi Noem would stop fucking lying. They come out and they lie and they say we have not deported veterans, we have not deported green card holders, we're not doing anything wrong, and instead say, yeah, we've made some mistakes and we're going to work on that because we never want to see one person's rights violated. That's not what they're doing. They're just saying we have every ability to do this.
Well, and I disagree with that aspect. Yeah, they shouldn't lie and say that. That's like the whole zero. There's zero illegal border crossings since he took office. I know it's greatly reduced,
It is.
but zero is not
Encounters
an
have
accurate
reduced.
number.
Exactly. So stop.
Yeah.
They need to stop lying. But my issue is
Now
that
that I agree.
we are demonizing an entire group of people who majority we don't have a huge issue with them being a negative in this country, and it
No,
is not helping
actually, it's-
American people at all.
Actually, if they come over in a direct matter, they want to assimilate with our way of life,
What
and
does
then
that mean?
they're actually just what it said is assimilate with the American way of life.
What is the
I
American
don't
way
want
of
'em-
life?
Well, I don't want someone that's over here that is anti-American, that is.
There are Americans who are
wanting to go-
anti-American. Should we leave?
I mean, they should definitely. I don't think they should leave, but I
Well,
think they
because
should definitely.
what happened to the freedom within our
tread lightly.
Constitution to be able to critique our country?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
critiquing is a lot
So
different.
then I don't have any
Yeah, but-
issue if somebody comes over and they critique the country because we sold them a bill of goods that was bullshit. We sold them an American dream that was bullshit. I don't have any problem if they get over here and realize that and they still work and pay into our system and are a benefit to our nation, but they're like, yeah, America wasn't what they said it was. I don't have any fucking issue with that. What do they need to assimilate to?
Well, again, just our way of life. How we are by standard, we're a Judeo-Christian type
Oh.
nationalist.
No, we're not.
Yeah, overall,
We were
yeah,
not
that's-
founded on Christian ideology. Most of our founding fathers were deists, not Christians.
It was a Christian ideology.
Where's God in the Constitution?
No, it's not in the Constitution.
I know it's not. They did that on purpose. What's the First Amendment say about church and state?
Well, yeah, that's a separation. That's fine. Then
Right,
absolutely
because
should
they
be.
didn't want it in government. They
No.
did not want it in the
Correct.
government. They wanted you to believe what you believe. So I don't care if other people come here with separate beliefs from Christianity, because again, our founding fathers were deists. They were not Christians.
Okay. Well, I think that for the most part, that was the main ideology of the population at that time.
Oh, but that's just majority rule. I don't really care about that. That means nothing to me because then we get to be ruled by, there's a majority more people who are Muslim than there are actually Christians. So I guess the whole world should probably be Muslim because the majority of people in the country who are religious or in the world who are religious are Muslim. But that would be
Well,
silly to say,
unfortunately,
right?
Well, and unfortunately, it is headed in that direction, whether you realize it or
It's
not.
not. The
It's headed that
Islamophobia
way.
is coming out real quick, isn't it? Again, the founding fathers were deists. Under God being in our Pledge of Allegiance and in God we trust being on the money wasn't added until the 50s because we had McCarthyism and we hated commies.
Mhm. Well, and again, that's spouting, I don't know what you just said, the fear of Muslim or new stuff. There's no fear or anything that to it.
Fear
Yeah,
or aversion.
Islamophobia.
Fear or aversion.
Yeah.
You have an aversion to them coming into the country.
No, I'm just not. And again, if they're willing to assimilate to ours and not be,
What is it? But my issue
violent,
with assimilation in the word in and of itself is it sounds like YT supremacy to
Mhm.
me. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying most of the time it leads down that
Right.
path because America has always been touted as being this melting pot and a culmination of different cultures and ideologies. And so I don't understand what they have to assimilate to when everyone in America is different.
Well, and that's because you don't want anyone necessarily running around with an ideology that's going to conflict with the rest of the nation on
Well,
a
we have
violent.
we have an entire
aspect.
group of people that still run around with Confederate flags on the losing side of an argument against our own nation, but we don't tell them to assimilate, do we?
Well, that's just because you have a flag. That's not a complete ideology. That's
It is.
symbolism.
Oh no, it's a
not
complete.
ideology.
Some people make it their entire ideology. They put it on their cars. They put it in their profile pictures. It is their entire ideology is the Confederate flag. But we don't make them assimilate to the fact to say, "Hey, fuckers, you lost." So again, every person in America is different. I don't see why we have this American life. We don't. We don't have an American life. The American life was a culmination of cultures.
Oh, definitely. Well, without it, we wouldn't be the country that we are.
I agree.
But there's never been, I guess, the sense of urgency with the volatile, like in Dearborn and
What's
down
going on in
south, certain
Dearborn?
Texas.
Do you even know what's going on in Dearborn?
Well, 100% I know. They're starting to get to where the Muslim population is over what the normal white or even other Hispanic and black and all that, to where now they are becoming the popularity of it to where they're imposing what they want on the society, and the rest of them are not pleasantly surprised at what they're doing. So they're having.
They have a majority of Muslim people in Dearborn, and so they are instituting
Mhm.
what? They have the call to prayer. Oh no, just like Catholic
Correct.
church bells. That's so bad. Why?
Mhm.
Why is
The
the
call
call
to
to
prayer?
prayer? Yeah, why is that bad when I have to listen to Catholic church bells every time I go downtown?
Well, but the Catholic church bells aren't going off at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Then don't live there. It's not like that is their culture. And a majority of the people who live
But
in Dearborn are Muslim. I don't care about the call to prayer. And also, they're meeting the decibel limit. So that's something that internally they're going to have to fight. If people are saying that they're going above the decibel limit, then yeah, they'll have to turn the volume down, but they're still allowed to play it because it's their religion. I don't understand. Yes, he did say that, Francis. I don't care about them becoming a majority. This is just white replacement theory. That is what this is. This is great replacement theory. That you're scared that the white people are going to be a minority.
it's
Why?
going
Do
to
we
be
treat minorities bad in this country or something? Why would you not want to be a minority?
no. Well, it didn't bother me to be a minority.
Then
It
why are you
wouldn't.
talking about, why did you specifically talk about them being more of a community than white people and Hispanic people specifically, who are also white, by the way, as a Hispanic person, we are
Yeah.
also white.
Yeah. Well, and again, too, because within those boundaries, everybody culturally has assimilated to a way of life in the United States
Have they?
that is not a call to prayer and all that stuff.
You're right.
So
You just
again,
don't
it's
like their
all good
religion,
now.
but there's nothing
No,
in the
no, it's
Constitution that
not the
keeps them from
religion.
being that. It is. The call to
No, it's
prayer
not
is
the
for their
religion.
religion.
But it's not the call to prayer that bothers me. Because setting off that stuff at 5 a.m., if I lived there, that would bother me. Which right now it's not an issue because I live in Colorado. But
Yeah,
50
I know.
years fast
I'm
forward,
also in
50 years
Colorado. I'm
when I
also in
am.
Colorado. I live
I
by
know
the
you're up
fucking
in
airport.
Denver and I'm in Pueblo.
I'm not in Denver.
Yeah.
I'm not in Denver.
Sorry, just outside of it. My bad.
Oh,
But either
no,
way,
I'm not. I'm in Commerce City.
yeah, which is just south of Denver.
Yeah, how far? Like, then you hang up, you stupid little bitch. It's like 30 minutes out from Denver. Are you fucking kidding? And I live by the airport. I guess I should just cry every time I hear the airport at 5 in the morning. God damn it, those airplanes. Fuck those fucking airplanes, guys. Jesus Christ. Guys, make sure we're still supporting. W Trademark. I wanted to get to that. W Trademark for the 10. So now we are down to 75 left in my goal. It is 11:30. It's also, yeah, it's not south of Denver. It's north of Denver, but whatever. And it's an entire swath. Commerce City is huge now, just so you know. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
Oh, hello. I did not vote.
Oh, do you plan to vote in your midterms?
No.
Oh. Okay, go away. It's just Islamophobia. You just don't like Muslim people. Because you would be fine with a Christian takeover. That's fine. I'm not fine with either. I don't want to take over a religion, but I also don't begrudge people who celebrate their fucking religion. That's not an issue to me. Cry about the fact that you live by an airport. Cry about the fact that you live by a mosque. I don't know. Assimilate to what? It's white supremacy. That's all it is. And he can bitch as he's in a cushy blue state. Isn't that nice? Must be fucking nice, right? Anyway, as I was finishing up on that, again, this woman was detained by being lied to. Early Thursday, 5 federal agents gained entry to her apartment at 6 a.m. by claiming they were searching for a missing child, according to a petition from her lawyers in a statement released by Colombia's acting president. So they lied to gain entry to detain her. She has since been released. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
I voted for Trump.
Okay, can I get your age and state, please?
Yep, I'm in Maine. I'm 26 years old.
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
So I support Trump because I believe that the Republicans are the only ones actually pushing some good policies for America.
Like what? Name a policy and we could talk about it.
Well, we need to get illegal immigrants out of here.
Why?
You know, if you cross the border. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need to do that so all of our financial taxes actually go to the American people.
So you're saying federal taxes go to illegal immigrants?
Yep,
Can you
they
prove
do.
that to me?
What was that?
Can you prove that to me?
Yeah, so my wife works at a
Oh,
hospital.
no, with facts, with actual facts, not your wife lying.
Well, I know that all my friends in
Nope,
Lewiston
I don't
who,
care about that. Show me with facts.
well, go look at their taxes. They claim kids that aren't theirs. They go over to
Show me that.
other
Show me that
families.
statistically, that they're claiming kids that aren't theirs, so that they're getting federal money.
Well, go to Lewiston. You'll definitely see some.
No, because I know that they don't get federal money. Non-citizens who have legal status, some of them can get benefits, but illegal, undocumented, completely non-vetted immigrants do not. Their children, if their children are U.S. citizens, can. So go ahead and prove that to me, or else you just believe in magic, and I'll move on.
No, that's not it at all. Like, honestly, everything that they're doing from crossing over the border illegally, because I work with people who overstay their visas.
What?
and
Oh,
still get paid under the table.
did you turn them in or turn your company in for paying them under the table?
I mean, why would I do that? Like,
Oh, so
all I
then
did was
you are an accessory to crime. You know crime is going on and you are not turning them into the federal government. You are also a criminal. Congratulations for being a criminal. I guess we should deport you too.
no, because I did tell the boss, and then the
The
boss didn't
boss is
act
the
on
one
it.
paying them, so turn the company in because they are illegally paying immigrants under the table who do not have a valid work visa to be here.
All right, I'll do that. But
Sure.
I
So
have
do
another
that
question
before
for you.
complaining about it. Now, tell me the title that our immigration law is under.
Wait, hold on. I got a question for you. Why do you hate white culture so much?
Because it's not a thing. That's not a thing. White culture is not a thing.
So we didn't create a 9 to 5?
What? You think a
We
9 to
created the
5?
modern day. We created the modern day of like
No,
how we
that was
live.
actually
We created.
that was progressives who fought for unions so that you had protections where you only had to work 40 hours a week. That thanks W progressives, we love you for that. But how
We're
is that white?
progressives white
How is that white culture?
because white culture has
It's not
from all
culture.
these different aspects of all of our science, our different ways of logic, the way we think, have all made this
No.
big, huge system.
Sure, culture is let's read it. Culture is a dynamic system of learned behaviors, beliefs, values, and symbols. So what is a white value? What is a white symbol?
A white symbol.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, we allow people to have disbeliefs and have like
You don't
other
allow
opinions. Other cultures
people to
don't
do
allow
shit.
that.
That's not true.
It is true. Like, look at
what
if
is-
you were to like look at Islam, right? They believe in Sharia law. Their laws
No.
is over our laws.
What
But
does
white
Sharia mean?
people
What does
came and made the Constitution that allows other people to believe other ideas.
Sure. What does Sharia mean?
Sharia? I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know what it means, but I know that they basically have a court system where they get to judge you based on the Quran.
It means law. So you just said law. I'm so glad that you could do that. Yeah, Shakira. What is white culture? White culture. What is white culture? Is a hot dog white culture?
Hamburgers, hot dogs, all of that.
Oh,
We go to
hot dogs
sports
are actually
games, we
from
create-
brats, which are from German culture, which Germans can be white and black. So no, that's not white culture. Next.
Well, Germany is mostly white. If you think
Just
about
because
that,
mostly
like,
doesn't mean that there are not black Germans. Are there black Germans?
were they back then in like the 1400s, black
Yes.
Germans?
Yes, in the Rhineland, yes. Actually, yeah. Because there have been black people for forever. So what is white culture? Because white culture just steals from indigenous and black culture. So
No, we don't steal. You don't say that Chinese steals from Americans, but yet they have our airplanes. It's not stealing.
that's not their culture. Chinese culture would be calligraphy. Chinese culture would be botany. Chinese culture would be fireworks and gunpowder, things that they celebrate in their country. Okay, the Lunar New Year, that's Chinese culture. What is white culture?
Well, white culture is living a life. They use the language we use to explain to live their life. Like we created English,
The
we
Brits
created
did.
Latin,
Sure.
French.
And then you
Spanish.
colonized and forced people to speak it. That's not a good thing that I would want people to emulate. Is colonization?
I
No,
know,
thank you.
but the tribes before also took over their lands and made them to speak their language as
Which
well.
tribe did that?
I don't even know the
I
tribes,
know,
but
because
I
you
know
made
that's
it
what
up.
happened.
Because you made it up. Because there were different tribes that speak different languages.
Yeah, and they all did the same thing that white
No,
culture
they
does.
did not.
But you hate it. You're hating on white culture. You're hating on white
Because white
culture.
culture, I'm not hating on it. White culture is not a thing. That white culture is white supremacy. White culture is colonization. White culture is trying to erase real culture from actual communities.
Not really. I don't. Explain how that's happening. Like, how are we doing that? Like, just don't say that we go over to other people's countries and just take it over.
We do.
How are we actually changing? Like, not having a culture here.
Because America doesn't have a culture. We are like white people in America do not have a culture. We are a melting pot of different cultures. People came from all over. Hamilton was an immigrant from Haiti.
Who was white?
Yeah, because of colonization. Congratulations, you continue to prove my point.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
W eclipses for the swan. That's one way with capitalism you can get rid of people you no longer want to talk to. Yeah, Arabic numbers. I do those damn Arabic numbers also real big for me. Donnie, thank you so much for the 10 on the Blue app. Says, thanks for what you do. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate you. I would not be here without you guys supporting me every day. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. White culture. Fucking give me a break. Don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo ever again. As a Latina, don't fucking celebrate Cinco de Mayo ever again if you have white culture. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good, thank you.
Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for, please?
I am 50 and I voted for Donald Trump,
And from what state?
Texas.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, because overall he has been a very good president. He has done what he says, promises made, promises done. It's true. He's really working hard for America. I know. He's quite, he's rough around the edges. He sometimes says divisive things, which I don't like.
Sure. What has he done that has been beneficial for America?
The very first thing that I saw was what he did with executive order with prohibiting men on women's sport. I'm pro,
That's good for
gay and
America.
stuff,
How?
Well, because it takes care of women, takes care of American
No,
women.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't. How about the fact that he's taking...
Well,
Sure, how about the fact that he is taking away... He helped take away the rights to women to their own bodies. How about the fact that he's actually trying to make the standards harder so that women can't join the military? How about the fact that he's actually taking away our current servicemen and women, the fact that they can do fertility treatments and get that covered by the VA, and he's trying to take that away? How does that help women?
You said a lot of things that I may not know all of them.
Yeah, you should probably
about
look
the
into that before
military,
you say that we're protecting women. And I don't listen to men who say they're protecting women. Don't speak for me. I'm just fine with trans women.
It's okay.
Actually, how about we just
about-
write an EO and get rid of men? I think that would actually protect women a lot more because statistically they are more likely to harm us. So let's just get rid of men.
Okay. Are you serious?
Yep. Damn sure am. Totally serious. Absolutely. Because I know statistically they are more likely to harm me and my daughter and my children. So yeah. You see how ridiculous that sounds? Sounds ridiculous, right? Yeah, it does. So let's not write EOs on the existence of other people. Cool. Anyway. It's never going to end today. I had an outline for you. I promise I did. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, who'd you vote for?
Hello.
Hi, can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
I voted for Frank Garrett. My name is Fred Herbert. I'm 72 years old, and I fucked up every relationship I've ever had.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So what's going on?
So you did not vote for Trump?
I voted for Donald Trump because I'm Mexican.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Excuse me?
Why are you still supporting Trump? Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
Yeah, I'm calling. I was scrolling here on YouTube, and I see you on here talking about how women. Trump is saying that he doesn't want women in the military. Is that what you said?
I said that they are moving to make the restrictions harder to keep women from being.
So when in history have women ever been able to go off and fight in battle? When?
What do you mean? Women now can go off and fight in battle if we are at war? They did during
Okay,
Afghanistan.
this is as a man, right? I'm a man.
Sure.
I'm a father of 3 daughters, right?
Okay.
Do you think any rational thinking man wants his daughters fighting a war in some foreign land?
No, but I wouldn't want my son to do that either.
But that's your son's duty.
It's not.
Your son's duty is to go off and fight and die for his country if he needs to.
No, it's not. That's gross.
Hold
Especially
on.
off of things like Iraq. Especially off of things like Iraq. You think I want to send my son to a place for oil when they lied to us about what was over there? Absolutely the fuck not. I'm not sending my kids over to fight for American imperialism. No, thank you.
No, me and you actually agree on that. Like, I do not agree with sending our boys off to fight in the Middle East anywhere, ever. But let's say if something were to happen here, like let's say China invaded the West Coast where you are.
Sure.
Would you want a bunch of women fighting China, or would you want mostly the men to go out and fight China?
Probably they're more statistically logical. So yeah, probably actually they're a lot more strategic than men are.
Hold on. So you're really you're in Washington State, right?
Yep.
Listen, ma'am, where are you at in Washington? Are you in Seattle?
Spokane.
Listen, I've spent a lot of time on the West Coast and a lot of time in Seattle. And I'm telling you right now, you guys have some type of mental disorder over there.
Mm-hmm. You know that
you
Spokane
guys
is
think
mostly,
that men...
Spokane's really red, actually. You know that, right?
Of course. You know, that's even another problem. That's a huge problem because one city gets to dictate the whole state. That's how fucked up the census is over there.
That's not how that works, but sure.
Okay, so there's not a census in the voting, and that's not how it works. Are you telling me that? So if I look at the electoral map of Seattle, if I look at the electoral map, not of Seattle, I mean of Washington State, it's all red.
Well, land doesn't vote. Actually, the electoral system allows for land to vote. And the electoral, not the electoral, the electoral system is specifically for presidential elections. That's not how that works on the state level. On the state level, it is going to be vote for vote. How many votes you get is actually determines who wins. So what you're talking about with the electoral vote is actually what I call affirmative action or DEIA for Republicans, because they're trying to make people who live out in cow patty country, they're trying to make their vote mean more than actually the people who are in the
people who live out in cow patty country are the ones who built the fucking country, woman. Don't you understand that?
Sure. I mean, good for them. I'm very proud of them.
So you believe that women should be? So you believe that women? So do you believe that women should be in Delta Team and the Navy SEALs kicking doors down?
If they pass all the regulations for it, absolutely. Why not?
Do you know a woman has yet to pass any of that stuff for Delta or any of that stuff?
I see that. So once one
does, because
a woman
because a woman never will. Because they can't physically do it. It's not about being mean. It's not. No.
It's not about being mean. You guys just hate women. It's fine. I understand it.
What do you mean? I have 3 daughters. I have 3 daughters. I hate women. So I hate my daughters.
Do you think that men that beat women don't get married?
I think that in this world today, you got a lot of women that marry it. Hold on.
You don't believe in your daughter's ability. No, you have 3 daughters and it's a shame. You have 3 daughters and it's a shame because you don't believe in their ability. You don't believe in them as women.
No. I believe in my. No, I believe. No. Women should never be allowed to serve in infantry. They should never be allowed to serve in special forces. But a woman can fly an airplane. A woman can go fly drones. A woman could be the admiral of a fucking.
I'm so glad that men get to be the arbiters of what women can do. That's so nice, isn't it? Women, such a good belief in women and promoting your daughter's future. Yeah, so great.
Women, you're right. Men do get to set the standard for women. We get to tell women what to fucking do.
You used to. Now
because
you do.
No. Listen, because
guess who has the majority population in the vote? Guess who's registered more so than men are?
Listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I know you don't.
It doesn't matter. Women in this
tell us what to do anymore. This is
there's men like me raising my daughters.
Do you hear him? He has 3 daughters,
women,
guys.
Women like me. Women like me.
So who's emotional?
Women
Who's
like
meant to lead the country? Who's meant to fight the
I
wars?
am raising
All that
women.
emotion. You're raising women to
I
think that they
believe.
are less than men.
Are you gonna let me fucking talk, or are you just gonna run your mouth like a woman?
You are raising women to think. See, you are raising women to think that they are chatty, that they're meant to be mothers, and that they are less than men. That's all.
You're
you are doing.
goddamn right I am, because
Yeah,
that is
that's gross.
that's the God-given duty of a woman.
It's
A God-given duty of a woman is to raise children.
It's
Is
not.
to obey her husband.
No.
Is to obey God.
not.
That is literally the definition. That is how a woman is supposed to behave.
Well,
And
God
let me say
also
this:
believes in keeping
women.
slaves. God also believes in keeping slaves.
Let
so
me
maybe
say
don't
this.
listen to God.
Let me say. Not when Jesus Christ came. No, he didn't.
What did Jesus Christ say?
No, he didn't.
Did Jesus Christ come to
Jesus
change
Christ,
the law?
Jesus, hold on. If you want to bring up Old Testament, that's fine.
Did
But
Jesus
you got to
come-
remember that Jesus Christ
come
came.
to change the
Jesus
law?
Christ
Did
came.
Jesus come
Jesus
to
Christ.
change the law?
Jesus Christ abolished all forms of
He
tyranny
said,
against men.
He said, I have come not to change the law, but to fulfill it. He did not come to change the law at all. You should probably read your New Testament and stop talking to your daughters like that. When your daughters go no contact, don't blame anybody but yourself. Don't blame anybody but yourself. By the way, let me just real quick bring this in here. Thick was crashing out in Discord. I apologize, Thick. There are women who are Green Berets. New female Green Beret is a huge milestone, but she isn't the first. For the first time, female soldiers set to join a Green Beret team. Female U.S. Army soldiers make history by becoming the first woman in the Special Forces. So thank you for correcting me on that. Women have and passed and been and are part of the Green Berets and part of our military and an essential part. And you are raising 3 daughters. You are raising them to be less than. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself because they are greater than you will ever be. And so when they go no contact, I don't want to hear about it. Thank you, DNC Warrior, for the $10 on the Green app. Tearing them up today, 100. Release the files. Absolutely, release the files. Nobody is fucking exonerated. Investigate and get these fuckers who harm children and women out of here. Danielle, thank you for the 15. He should be embarrassed that he voted for Trump with having 3 daughters. Apparently he's not embarrassed at all because he's totally fine with raising them to think that they're less than, which is disgusting. Your wife should leave you if she has not already. She's probably taken custody of those kids. So don't sit here and say you're a dad when you're probably not even involved in their life. Who's their primary care physician? Who is their teacher? You probably don't know. Oh, look, a man who does know who their children's teacher is. Hi, babe.
That was wild.
Welcome to the hellscape of being a woman on the internet.
Jesus Christ.
But they love women and they want to protect women, guys. They're going to protect us.
That made me feel subservient.
They're going to protect us whether we want them to or not, guys.
Did I request?
You've been in the box for like 15, 20 minutes. So you must have.
Oh, it was that guy's Audacity earlier, the one that said he was from Colorado.
Oh, yes.
and then had the nerve to say deport them all. Like you're
how
literally
is he still talking. There it is. There it is. It's like I got rid of him. W Sparky for the Swan. Oh my god. Where is okay, I had to get before I lose it, where'd it go? Thank you for the super chat. Hold on, let me bring it up so I don't miss it. These crash out men are really trying to convince us that they're more reliable in warfare. Right. I was condescending as fuck. I'll absolutely admit that I was being condescending, but I wasn't emotional in any way towards that conversation, and he was freaking out. But yeah, men are better leaders, sure. Whatever. W Sparky, by the way, I appreciate you. Wild. And by the way, that man called with his whole ass business phone. Why do y'all do that? Wild. It's a choice. It's a choice. Okay. So thank you for that super chat about the crash out men, Rascal Beans. I appreciate you so much, by the way. Thank you. Guys, don't forget, I am multi-streaming, so if you're not following me or subscribed to me on the Twitch or the Tubes, please make sure you're doing so. And we have memberships and super chats and bits and all the fun things over there. He's calling back. Who run the world? Girls. Who run this motherfucker? Who run the world? Girls. Okay, anyway. We're gonna do this real quick. Wow. So you don't understand consent, huh?
Let's go.
Anyway. That's That's crazy that I have to block you. It's him again. Just want you to know. Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. This is somebody else. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
Ohio, 35, and Trump.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Why am I still supporting Trump?
Yep.
Who else should I support?
Well, you don't have to support him, so why are you supporting him?
Who says I'm supporting him now? All I said is I voted for him.
Sure. Are you supporting him or no?
He's the best candidate to run this country because America is a business.
That was the
As
election.
of right now.
That's cool. That's great. That was the election. I don't care about that. Are you supporting him
Okay,
as of
well.
today?
No, I don't support any of these crooked politicians anymore.
No. Okay. So you don't plan to vote in your midterms?
I do, but I'm voting third party.
In the midterms, you're voting third party?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be interesting for you. I doubt that your candidate's going to get anywhere until we can get progressive candidates in to break that and get us ranked choice voting. But, I mean, do you? All right. Thank you, Gen X, for the 5 on the Blue app. We'll eventually phase out those men, and they know their ideology is dying. Fuck them. I apologize on behalf of my species. Yeah, it's a death rattle. That anger is a death rattle. The repeal the 19th, it's a death rattle. They know that they're done. They're done. We're never going back. We're not going to go back. It's over. And they're just going to keep crying about it. All right. We've got 10 minutes left. How many likes do we got? We hit it. We hit the 100,000 likes. You guys are so fucking amazing. I'm so fucking proud of you, especially because we had a restart. So we lost all the likes that we had on the previous one, and you guys still got me to 100,000 likes. W you guys. W fucking tappers. You're fucking amazing. I love you guys so fucking much. This is like really late. I just thought of it. It's really late. Kayla, I'm so sorry. You're right. I just didn't want to do it in the middle of us having a relatively civil conversation, but you're right. I should have played the #1 hit song in Austria and Germany right now. In Australia and New Zealand.
Was going to happen.
Murder rate already going down.
Was going to happen.
Murder rate already going down. Thank you so much for that reminder. Justin, yeah, and over on the YouTube, thank you guys for the 132 likes. That also helps us over there. So thank you guys for liking the stream over there. I appreciate you guys doing that. Now I'm going to make you mad. Oh, Trump lied to you again. I'm so fucking shocked that he lied. Producer price index is 0.3% higher than analysts had expected. This comes as AI layoffs pick up. Inflation is on the
It's
rise.
up
So we're gonna talk about that. Again, PPI takes out food and energy, which are volatile in way of creating this. So it's still going up regardless of taking out the volatile goods.
Up 0.5, and the up 0.5 last month was the hottest since September when we were up 0.7. If you strip out food and energy, it's up 0.8%. That's a 0.5% higher than expected, 1/10 hotter than our last look, and that would equal where we were in July. To find a higher number, you're going in the Wayback Machine of March of 22. If you strip out energy, food, and trade, it's up 3.
Yeah, but the Dow, well, it's under 50,000 now, so I guess we can finally go after child molesters. I guess we can finally do that. We can go after people who harm children because the Dow is under 50. Thanks, Pam Bondi, for giving us that criteria to meet. Dow is not happy today. The stock market is not happy today. Somebody said liberal stats. This comes from the BLS, which is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay? Yeah, I saw it's under 49,000. The BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That is the government, hunty. That's their numbers, hunty. You should probably figure that one out. It's not liberal stats. It's the government's stats. It's their numbers. Something you should probably look at. But what else in our economy? Oh, this one I thought was fun. This is an older clip from when Lutnick was testifying in front of Congress, and in regards to tariffs, right? Tariffs. What are tariffs, guys? Let me know in the chat. Yes, Monica Lewinsky, Sean. That's not the you think I'm a millennial. You think I didn't get called Monica Lewinsky growing up? Kids are cruel. What else is there to say about that? Anyway, asking, oh my God, Leah, thank you so much for the glowing jellyfish. Those are fucking beautiful. Thank you. W's to Leah for the glowing jellyfish. Thank you so much. They asked him, because there's certain things, the fact that Donald Trump tariffed everything is a fucking problem with our economy. So they asked him specifically about bananas. this is the answer Lutnick gives, and we're supposed to take his word on anything. By the way, Lutnick also lied about his relationship with Epstein and went to the island, so there's that.
What's the tariff on bananas? Americans, by the way, love bananas. We buy billions of them a year. I love bananas. What's the tariff on bananas?
The tariff on bananas would be representative of the countries that produce them.
And what's that tariff?
Generally 10%.
Correct,
Yeah,
10%.
Peabody, I have it.
Walmart has already increased the cost of bananas by 8%.
But as countries do deals with us, that will go to zero. As countries do deals with
But
us,
the
that will
cost
go
is
to
on the
zero.
American consumer now and on the businesses with the confusion now. Mr. Secretary, I believe you know better. I believe you recognize that a trade deficit is not something to fear. I believe you know that predictability, stability is essential for businesses. I wish you would show that truth to this administration. And I yield back.
Time of the gentlelady is
Do
expired.
you mind, Mr. Chairman, if I make one quick comment to the end? Would that be okay?
I'm sorry?
Would you mind if I make one quick comment to the representative?
Please.
There's no uncertainty if you build in America and you produce your product in America, there will be no tariff.
We can't
So the
produce
concept
bananas in
of
America.
building in America and paying no tariff
We cannot-
is very, very clear.
We cannot
Fighting for
build
imports
bananas
is
in
not the
America.
Time of the gentlelady has expired.
Where the fuck are we going to grow bananas to the point where the demand is needed and met? What? Nutlick on his stupid shit. Again, as always. What? Not the honorable. The honorable. Yeah, you know. Oh, somebody's over here calling all mad. You try again? Try again? Can you be calm? Again, factually based information and not your feelings. Got a lot of feelings today. Yes, it's more expensive. Stuff's more expensive. Just is. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
I did not vote for Trump, but I'm definitely not a Democrat. I really do appreciate you having this show to talk about it, though.
No, of
I think
course.
it's important.
But you don't support what he's doing?
No, but I'm definitely also not a Democrat either.
Sure. I mean, a Democrat is just your registration status more so than your ideology. I'm a registered independent, but I'm farther left than the Democrats. So.
I'm kind of a mix of both. I'm more libertarian. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. So we probably have some intersection in our ideologies. But yeah, no, I don't have any issue with that. So I do appreciate you calling, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Jesus Christ is King.
Easy. I mean, I love the Lord. I do. I do love Jesus. Red letter Jesus is really good. Just red letter Jesus, though. I'll have to take everything else away. What in the world?
Look, I'm going through it.
Bubba Chubb. Tijuana Miko dumps sewage into the ocean and cooks rat meat tacos. Oh my fuck. Don't know what that is, but thanks for the 5. Sure.
What?
I don't know. Thanks for the 5. You should probably see a trusted adult. I would advise you to see a trusted adult on that. I really wanted to get to the Epstein stuff today. I mean, who says we can't? Who says we can't? Just lunch, but I can keep going. Okay. As long as you guys keep supporting, I can keep going. Let's do this. So Hillary went for her deposition. Okay. Did I want that one first? No. I wanted this one first. I'm going to read her opening statement that she sent out to everybody. So this is the information that she said. Not that giving Donald Trump the love glasses. That's crazy. Thank you, Amber, for the love glasses. Donald Trump had never looked better. So there's I know. I don't know why it does that. I am so sorry. Something about the virtual camera. It gives it to him. I hate it so much. But it is what it is. Yeah, Peabody, that's the pick I have. I have it in the outline. Okay. So I can't. It's doing the Twitter Zoom thing. Sorry. I hate that so much. But we'll go down. I'll try to read some of this. As we all know, okay, Mr. Chairman, ranking member, members of the committee. As a former senator, I have respect for legislative oversight and I expect its exercise, as do the American people. To be principled and fearless is Yeah, exercise. Sorry, I was caught up on exercise. I was making sure I said it right. To be principled and fearless in pursuit of truth and accountability. As we all know, however, too often congressional investigations are partisan political theater, which is an abdication of duty and an insult to the American people. The committee justified its subpoena to me based on its assumption that I have information regarding the investigations into the criminal activities of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Let me be as clear as I can. I do not. As I stated in my sworn declaration on January 13th, I had no idea about their criminal activities. I do not recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein. I never flew on his plane or visited his island homes or offices. I have nothing to add to that. Like every decent person, I have been horrified by what we've learned about their crimes. It's unfathomable that Mr. Epstein initially got a slap on the wrist in 2008, which allowed him to continue his predatory practices. Oh, thank you, Amber. That one worked. Continued his predatory practices for another decade. Mr. Chairman, your investigation is supposed to be assessing the federal government's handling of the investigations and prosecutions of Epstein and his crimes. You subpoenaed 8 law enforcement officials, all of whom ran the Department of Justice or directed the FBI when Epstein's crimes were investigated and prosecuted. Of those 8, only 1 appeared before the committee. 5 of the 6 former attorneys general were allowed to submit brief statements stating they had no information to provide. You have held 0 public hearings, refused to allow the media to attend them, including today, despite espousing the need for transparency on dozens of occasions. You have made little effort to call the people who show up most prominently in the Epstein files, and when you did, not a single Republican member showed up for Les Wexner's deposition. Remember that. Nobody on the Republican side showed up for Les Wexner's deposition. This institutional failure is designed to protect one political party and one public official, rather than to seek truth and justice for the victims and survivors, as well as the public who also want to get to the bottom of this matter. My heart breaks for the survivors, and I am furious on their behalf. I have spent my life advocating for women and girls. I have worked hard to stop the terrible abuses so many women and girls face here and around the world, including human trafficking, forced labor, and sexual slavery. For too long, these have been largely invisible crimes or not treated as crimes at all, but the survivors are real and they are entitled to better. In Southeast Asia, I met girls as young as 12 years old who were forced into prostitution and raped repeatedly. Some were dying of AIDS. In Eastern Europe, I met mothers who told me how they lost daughters to trafficking and did not know where to turn. In settings around the world, I met survivors trying to rebuild their lives and help rescue others, with little support from people in power who too often turned a blind eye and a cold shoulder. If you are new to this issue, let me tell you, Jeffrey Epstein was a heinous individual, but he's far from alone. This is not a one-off tabloid sensation or a political scandal. It's a global scourge with an unimaginable human toll. My work combating sex trafficking goes back to my days as First Lady. I worked to pass the first federal legislation against trafficking and was proud that my husband signed the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, which increased support for survivors and gave prosecutors better tools for going after traffickers. As Secretary of State, I appointed a former federal prosecutor, Lou Kadbaka, to ramp up our global anti-trafficking efforts. I oversaw nearly 170 anti-trafficking programs in 70 nations and directly pressed foreign leaders to crack down on trafficking pressed foreign leaders to crack down on trafficking networks in their countries. Every year we published a global report to shine a light on abuses. The finding of those reports triggered sanctions on countries failing to take progress, so they became powerful diplomatic tool to drive concrete action. I insisted that the United States be included in the report for the first time ever in 2011 because we must hold ourselves not just to the same standard as the rest of the world, but to an even higher one. Sex trafficking and modern slavery should have no place in America. None. Infuriatingly, the Trump administration gutted the Trafficking in Persons Office at the State Department, cutting more than 70% of the career civil and foreign service experts who worked so hard to prevent trafficking crimes. Did you guys hear that? Gutted the Trafficking in Persons Office at the State Department, cutting more than 70% of the career civil and foreign service experts who work so hard to prevent trafficking crimes. The annual trafficking report required by law was delayed for months. The message from the Trump administration to the American people and the world could not be clearer. Combating human trafficking is no longer an American priority under the Trump White House. That is a tragedy. It's a scandal. It deserves vigorous investigation and oversight. A committee endeavoring to stop human trafficking would seek to understand what specific steps are needed to fix a system that allowed Epstein to get away with his crimes in 2008. A committee run by elected officials with a commitment to transparency would ensure the full release of all the files. It would ensure that the lawful redactions of those files protected the victims and survivors, not powerful men and political allies. It would get to the bottom of reports that DOJ withheld FBI interviews in which a survivor accuses President Trump of heinous crimes. It would subpoena anyone who asked on which night there would be the, quote, wildest party on Epstein Island. She's talking about Elon Musk. It would demand testimony from prosecutors in Florida and New York about why they gave Epstein a sweetheart deal and chose not to pursue others who may have been implicated. It would demand that Secretary Rubio and Attorney General Bondi testify about why this administration is abandoning survivors and playing into the hands of traffickers. It would seek out officers out on the front lines of this fight and ask them what support they need. It would put forth legislation to provide more resources and force this administration to act. But that's not happening. Instead, you have compelled me to testify, fully aware that I have no knowledge that would assist your investigation, in order to distract attention from President Trump's actions and to cover them up, despite legitimate calls for answers. If this committee is serious about learning the truth about Epstein's trafficking crimes, it would not rely on press gaggles to get answers from our current president on his involvement. It would ask him directly, under oath, about the tens of thousands of times he shows up in the Epstein files. If the majority was serious, it would not waste time on fishing expeditions. There is too much that needs to be done. What is being held back? Who is being protected? And why the cover-up? My challenge to you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, is the same challenge I put to myself throughout my long service to this nation: how to be worthy of the trust of the American people have given you. They expect statesmanship, not gamesmanship, leading, not grandstanding. They expect you to use your power to get to the truth and to do more to help survivors of Epstein's crimes, as well as the millions more who are victims of sex trafficking. It's a damn good statement, Hillary. But, you know, instead, we get the clown show. So real quick, this is a, you know, those CNN panels. I hate those. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe I had the, oh no. It's because I was right there. I've got it. I've got the outline together. I can do this. About the fact that she's being deposed in the first place, right? Are we deposing Melinda Gates? Are we going to depose Melania? Melania met that motherfucker. Guess how Trump and her met? Do you guys know how Trump and Melania met? It was on Epstein's plane. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
Hey, I actually called earlier, and I just want to bring up a point that I thought about after talking with you.
Okay.
All right. So one, I want to say I appreciate you like actually debating people from the left side of things. That's actually very great. I like to see that, right? But I wanted to, I'm going to talk about white culture because I feel like it's underrated and hated on at the moment, right?
No, capitalism.
It doesn't exist.
Also, that we had an entire conversation about how it doesn't exist, but also capitalism got you. I just had to remember who you were. Capitalism got you. You are done for the day. Don't call again. Consent is a thing. They paid for what they paid for. Anyway, are they deposing Melinda Gates? No. Should they? No. Leave her alone. Are they deposing Melania? No. But actually, should she be? Maybe, because she actually met him. So CNN's kind of just talking about that. Like, what the fuck are we doing by having Hillary come in at all?
Well, as my friend Joanne Carducci said, there's 3 people mentioned most
Olive
in the
Wade.
Epstein files, and that's Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Donald Trump. One of them is in prison, one of them died in prison, and one of them is the president of the United States, but we're deposing Hillary Clinton. Like, it doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, the government has repeatedly lied about these files. They refused to release the full files. Then they're hiding the documents, and now they're pointing allegations everywhere except at the president, who is in the files the very most. And this is a huge distraction to use Hillary Clinton, the like vicious, evil Hillary Clinton, as a distraction from what they've actually done.
Or as a distraction from not going after Trump for 4 years.
Let me play.
That's what it is. That's all it is. It's a distraction because you guys hear Hillary and you turn into completely different people. So now this is Hillary talking about her, she came out after, right, to talk about how her deposition went behind closed doors.
I can only say that the best exchange that I had came at the very end, when, contrary to every other deposition they have taken, no Republican member asked any questions about Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell to anyone else they have deposed. And in fact, the Republican members didn't even show up for the deposition of Les Wexner. And when I said that, I had to point out that the only questions that any Republican member asked of any of the people they deposed was of former Attorney General Bill Barr, when Chairman Comer asked him about
I don't know why it sounds like somebody's cleaning out the entire life that they keep in their car behind her, but we're just trying to listen to her audio.
The allegations, in his view, about Russia's involvement in my election in 2016. So at the very end of this hearing, after I made that point, I want to commend Chairman Comer for raising a series of significant questions that I responded to about the nature of the investigation and the areas that I thought should be explored. So I appreciated that. I want to see the truth come out. So that was a reassuring way to end a very long, repetitive deposition.
So she didn't mind that it was there. Guys, I am going over my time because I really did want to do this Epstein part of the outline today. So let's make sure we're still supporting and tapping. You guys hit that 100,000 likes. That's fucking amazing. We're at 126. So if we could just keep tapping, try to get to 150 while I finish this out. I don't know that it'll be the full hour, but however long it takes me to finish getting through what I've got on Epstein would be wonderful. And I have 3-5 left in my goal. So if we could get that taken care of today, that'd be fucking wonderful. It'd be a wonderful way for me to start my weekend for having kicked out the goal. That would be great. But thank you to all who have supported as of now. Now, unfortunately, she was also asked about ridiculous things like Pizzagate. So I'm just going to tell you about how she was asked about that, unfortunately.
I don't know how many times I had to say I did not know Jeffrey Epstein. I never went to his island. I never went to his homes. I never went to his offices. So it's on the record numerous times. It then got, at the end, quite unusual because I...
Oh. Great freeze frame, Hillary. Love that for you. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for? Or were you just testing that the line worked? Okay.
Started being asked about UFOs and a series of questions about Pizzagate, one of the most vile, bogus conspiracy theories that was propagated on the internet, that was serving as the basis of a member's questions to me. I don't know how many times.
Why are we asking about Pizzagate? Does anybody have a guess which person was the one who asked her about Pizzagate? Because we know it was closed door, right?
McConnell. No, I'm kidding.
McConnell's crazy. That man doesn't.
Would I be wrong though? I mean, if we think about it.
No. Well, we do know who it is, unfortunately, because
Is it Comey?
It was not Comer. No.
Oh, I don't know them.
Bo.
How do we get to the bottom of what's going on by asking Hillary Clinton about UFOs and Pizzagate? Lauren?
Well, those topics did come up, and there are things within the Epstein file that leads to these questions. These files.
No, there's not. No, there's not. The reason I get more frustrated about that is because actually people on the left are feeding into people like Bobo's conspiracy theories on that. No, nobody can fix her. Nobody can fix Bobo. She's gone. She's gone. Feeding into this. It's wild. It's insane. If you guys don't know what Pizzagate is and what it was about, like why is sexually abusing children not enough for you? Why is that not enough for you to stand up and say this needs to be investigated when Pam Bondi and Kash Patel say there's nothing more to investigate? When Donald Trump says he's been exonerated, even though his name appears more than almost Epstein's do.
Why is it more fun to talk about conspiracy theories than what's actually happening beneath our noses?
Right. You can't face the fucking facts? What's in your face? Huh? That people have harmed children and got away with it?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I do that a lot, actually. I'm convinced that it's something I got from my mom being a Michigander, because even when I say mom, I say mom. Like I have this like weird, almost East Coasty accent.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
open up a whole mess, a whole trove of questions to go down. And, Hillary Clinton being connected so tightly with John Podesta, who's connected with Anthony Weiner, and all of these things, they all kind
This is QAnon conspiracy theory. This is Reddit trash that she is saying right now.
of tie together, especially when you're talking about women who are being trafficked. So this isn't to highlight some big, vast conspiracy about a pizza parlor, but I think there needs to be.
You mean the pizza parlor that they raided and didn't have a basement? You mean that pizza parlor? You mean that one? How can you traffic kids out of a basement that doesn't exist, Bobo?
Be questions, and I asked some questions on this topic that should be explained. There wasn't an explanation given, of course. And then other members
About
certainly asked
Pizzagate?
about UFOs. I'm sorry?
And UFOs? Like, what did you want to know about UFOs and Pizzagate
Well, I think everybody
that
wants
would
to know
matter
about
to survivors?
UFOs. I did not ask that question, but I mean, there certainly are questions out there, and there was connections within the Epstein files that led to those questions. There are 3 million files there. You can go a lot of different ways with
I know,
the
but it's
information
like,
that's in there.
you know, if we want people to take this seriously and believe it's not a fishing
She
expedition,
actually
it's like
seemed pretty
somewhere Sue
inquisitive
Haas-
about it. She was
Listen,
interested herself.
I'm sure she is, as long as it doesn't involve her.
Sure. I'm sure she was. I'm sure she was so interested, Bobo. Maybe you should work out the fact that your son got charged a second time for abandoning his child. By the way, your teenage pregnant children. You should probably look into that fact that he has now been charged a second time for abandoning his kid, which is, by the way, why you will see her walking around, even though she's at a place for fucking depots where she has her grandchild with her. Why? Because her son can't have him because he keeps getting in trouble for leaving him alone. Bobo didn't stop there now, did she? Oh, I don't know if we all saw this. It's a closed door meeting. Okay? We'll get to that in a minute. Hold on to that. Closed door meeting. Thank you for calling the stream, H. Dayton. Who did you vote for?
Trump runs the world.
Okay, good for you. Anyway, closed door meetings. So you're not supposed to have any information leak during a closed door meeting. Everything that gets decided to get let out after that is going to be on the committee and on the person who testified. But Lauren Boebert didn't think that was good enough, so she decided that she was going to take a picture of Hillary Clinton sitting there at the depot table and send it to Benny motherfucking Johnson, a right-wing conspiracy theorist who also just gets paid to say whatever fucking views he wants. They had to abruptly stop the deposition because her lawyer said, hey, information's getting leaked out as we sit here. And they had every right to stop the deposition and say, we're not going to answer any more of your questions. But actually, Hillary in her grace said, no, it's fine. I will come back and continue and answer your questions. So there's that. Thanks, Bobo, for being so fucking professional. Oh, wait, no, you give handies during Beetlejuice. Also, there's that. But she's going to deny that she was the one who sent it. That picture actually isn't as good as one of the other ones I've seen, which is where you can see, you know how they have their little like paper things in front of them that say their names? You can see it, and it says Rep Boebert right there. So where you would take a picture, bitch, that's you. It was you. It was you. Here's the one where she has her grandchild with her because her son, who got somebody pregnant as a teenager, who was also a teenager, has been charged for the second time with abandoning their child. So grandma had to take over while she also has to work. So there's that. Coming out of one side of my ear. Again, it's coming out of the right side. So if you have headphones on, it's only coming out of one side. I apologize. If you can't hear it, switch headphones or take them out. She's being asked about whether she took the picture or not. And I got restricted. And I got flagged for misinformation. You motherfuckers. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, you can call back in a minute. I just needed to go live again. Okay. Anyway. Who knows? They get mad. They get mad, but I'm protecting my account at all costs, so they can cry about it. Okay. Back to Bobo. Bobo.
Boebert, can you talk about why you sent that picture? I just returned to my
hotel room and installed the BleachBit software. I took a camera to my iPad, so I guess in regards to photos, I do not recall.
I do not recall. In regards to photos, I do not recall.
Don't remember getting the picture of Clinton?
Yeah. Are you going to see a Broadway show while you're here?
That's a crazy question. Oh, shit. He asked her if she's going to see a Broadway show while she's here. But she said she doesn't recall, which is interesting because then later she totally admits to sending it. She says, why not? Why not? Why wouldn't I send it?
So I wanted to capture that for everyone.
I wanted to capture that for everyone. So she's now admitting it after she lied.
Did you send the picture? Why did you send the picture?
Why not?
Because you can't. Because it's a closed door meeting. That's why.
Could that like cancel out Hillary's deposition because of what she did?
I mean, deposition's just really, it's just sitting in front. Like, so Hillary knew about it. Her lawyers knew about it. Her lawyer came out when they stopped. Because they, obviously her staff is there and her staff was like, hey, a photo leak. So they stopped the depo in the middle of it. And the lawyers came out railing against it. They could have stopped and said, we're just not going to testify now. Because they would have every reason, they would have every means to be able to do that. And she chose to go back and do a deposition still. So, I mean, it doesn't really mean much. Let's see. Oh my God. I hate it. I will complain every day about how GIFs are structured. Whatever. I'm just going to throw that one on there because fuck it. I don't care. I'm not going to be on here much longer. And you had to create a brand new account because I don't talk to Groypers and I banned you. You had to create a new account to come back. That's interesting. Interesting. All right. Now I gotta do that again. Connect. Lost all likes. Thank you for calling the stream. Age, state, and who did you vote for?
I didn't vote. I'm a centrist. I just had a quick question for you.
Sure.
I'm wondering why or where you draw the line on conspiracy theories, because you dismissed Pizzagate out of hand, but
No, it's been debunked.
you know,
It's not out of hand. It was debunked.
yeah, debunked by who?
By the fact that we had the FBI go in and you had a whole man go in with a gun and try to shoot people because he believed in it and there was no basement there.
All right, the man with the gun wasn't debunking. That was just a
No, I
lunatic.
know. He was just crazy
But
because he believed in it. Yeah, I know.
circling back to the FBI, do you think they're an incorruptible force?
No, of course not.
Yeah, so why does their say-so debunk anything?
Because the whole point of it was saying that there's a basement that they're trafficking kids out of. If there's no basement, they can't be trafficking kids out of a basement. That doesn't exist.
I mean, that's just one part of it, but I think, it's kind of emblematic of a broader issue of people.
The broader issue is that the facts, where I draw the line is that the facts show that there are people with lots of money, even people as high as the president, who are accused of or have been convicted of harming children sexually. And for some reason, that's not enough, that we have to take it to the nth degree of saying they are drinking their adrenochrome. That's crazy.
Oh, I totally believe that's
Cool.
enough in itself. But,
Okay, then we don't have to talk about Pizzagate.
But it's not the only thing. I'm sure you can agree that Epstein's Island isn't the beginning and end of it.
I actually don't even talk about the island because most of his crimes were in Florida, New York, and New Mexico.
Exactly. So
Cool. But that's not
I think
conspiracy
just
theory,
dismissing
that's
these
just fact.
conspiracy theories
That's
out of
not
hand
conspiracy
is
theory.
not doing a good thing.
I'm not. I have seen this started on a 4chan thread. Where are they getting any factual information from?
I mean, 4chan has been used for legitimate data leaks.
Like what?
Even in this most recent, Epstein doc, it was revealed that someone who worked in the prison, their 4chan post was subpoenaed, and their identity was revealed when they posted on the day that Epstein died, that he died before any major news outlets were able to report on it.
That doesn't say that 4chan said the truth. That says that the DOJ released information or the Oversight Committee released information that they got about one guy, which also doesn't prove that that's true just because he said that. Do you have the document number for that? I would love to see that. Do you have the document number for that?
I mean, not on hand. I'm sure you could search it up.
Unfortunately, well, unless they fixed I haven't looked at it today. Unless they fixed the search.
They fixed it.
Did they fix it? Okay. No, search
I
it.
think
What?
they did.
So you want me to search 4chan later and try to find this? Because I can. I'll write it down.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Well, because
But,
they're
you know,
unfortunately their search. What I'm going to say is their search feature is bullshit, and you have to be like, if I type in 4chan Epstein death, like that doesn't show up anything, and I wish it was a lot easier to get specific, but I'll just have to go through and search 4chan and search for that specifically. But again, I want proof on things. Most of these things have not been proven, so I don't live in conspiracy land because that's flat earth shit when we can debunk that off it.
I agree, and I'll let you go, but I just want to say you can't find truth without first diving into the conspiracy. You know, Epstein, what Epstein was doing was a
science proves
conspiracy.
things without conspiracy all the time.
I don't know. What Epstein was doing was a conspiracy long before it was revealed. You know, do you know Isaac Cappy? He was a very prolific conspiracy theorist, and he called out Epstein, you know, in like 2018, 2017, long before his crimes were brought to light.
No, when was Epstein arrested the second time?
What, 2019?
No, 2017. He died in 2019. Or maybe it was 2019. You might be right. Arrested maybe. It might have been 2019. When was he arrested before that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then he didn't call out anything because we knew about this since about 2006, 2008.
I don't know. He was very
You don't
early
know.
on.
I know you don't know. In 2006, the FBI opened an investigation into what Epstein was doing. He got his sweetheart deal. He got his sweetheart deal in Florida in 2008. So somebody saying in 2018 that there's a conspiracy about Epstein trafficking kids, we already knew that from 10 years ago.
That's the problem with the appeal.
The appeal to the truth that we knew, the truth that we knew, the truth that we knew. My God, y'all are silly. Silly. Anyway, search 4chan. Man had post about death. I have no problem looking this shit up. Death of E before news. I mean, there's also a letter in there from the Department of Corrections that says it was dated wrong and says that Epstein died. They said Epstein died a day before he actually did. Now, was that on purpose and they're covering something up? That's conspiracy. Or was it a glitch? Again, Occam's razor. If you hear hooves, don't think zebras. The most likely outcome is usually the outcome. Not you getting auto-modded, Eli, over there. I gotta have to fix that. Where's the... Did it get allowed? I can't. I don't know how to do that over here. But they are soft-ass bitches. You're right. I don't want to do any of those things. I just want to allow your message, but I don't know how to do that on here. Okay. Bring no husband up again. What's up?
So I've been posting like bullshit conspiracies in your chat.
No.
And I already got one to buy into it. I said that the geologists know of rocks that are tastier than salt, but they keep them to themselves. And this guy said, I asked why. It's so easy to fool them.
If you guys don't know, true, Sparky. You're right. I apologize, Sparky. I apologize. He was swapped. If you guys don't know where the birds aren't real conspiracy came from, you should look at that. Because the guy who created that conspiracy did it on purpose to show how easily and stupid you are. You're supposed to take the tin foil off if the bleach starts burning and itching. Okay, take it off. Take it off. Anyway, let's see. That's okay. Nancy Mace said that Hillary was yelling. I'm not gonna play that. I don't really care actually. I put it on here, but now I don't care anymore. But Ro Khanna, who co-sponsored with Thomas Massie the Epstein Transparency Act that they also had to do a discharge petition for because Mike Johnson refused to bring it on the floor for a vote. So they had to go around him to get it fucking passed so that it could become a law because they were trying to hide this the entire time. Ro Khanna says that now that Bill Clinton is here today, doing his depo today, that this has set a precedent. Whereas Donald Trump said you cannot be subpoenaed to testify in front of Congress. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case because Clinton is also a former president and he had no problem doing that. So it sets a precedent for Trump to do so.
A new precedent has been set in America today. Before this, we had the Trump rule. Trump defied, as all of you know, a congressional subpoena with the January 6th committee. He said presidents don't have to testify. Now we have the Clinton rule, which is that presidents and their families have to testify when Congress issues a subpoena. And that means that Donald Trump needs to come before our committee and explain what he knew about Epstein and explain why we have not had a full release of the documents. We also need other people, part of the Epstein class, to come before this committee. If President Clinton can answer questions, many others need to as well.
I agree, Ro Khanna. You're right. Not going to be able to avoid it forever. Doing press gaggles where he just kind of answers questions or he lies and says he's exonerated is not the case. And Representative Ansari is going to say something similar to that effect. He keeps saying he's exonerated. How? Show me the piece of information that exonerated Trump from this investigation at all.
Further, we need to investigate the ongoing White House cover-up. We know that the Department of Justice has been withholding files. They have been making illegal redactions. The FBI and Kash Patel have been lying under oath. All of these people need to be deposed before this committee. We need to take this investigation seriously. There are more than 1,000 people who were harmed by Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and many other rich and powerful people, children, whose lives were literally altered forever at the hands of this abuse. This is very serious, and I think the fact that some of the Republicans on the Oversight Committee feel that it is appropriate to make statements to say that President Trump is somehow exonerated. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna said this last night. That is the most outrageous thing that I have ever heard. Donald Trump needs to come before this committee, and we will not stop fighting until we get the truth and there's accountability and justice for the survivors.
And there should be. All I'm asking for is investigation. Nobody's been exonerated. So give us investigation. That's all we're asking for. I don't think that that's too much to ask. Well, Comer's going to get asked. He was asked yesterday, but I want the most recent clip, so that would have been this morning before they go to depose Bill. Bill's in his deposition right now, if not being over already. And I'm sure I'll cover that. I might go live this weekend, maybe. We'll see how I feel. We'll cover that either this weekend or next week. But Comer's going to be asked about further investigations into people who are in the files, that are in the files, right? Like photos together with Epstein. So he's going to be asked about that.
Yesterday, you both told me that you were planning on asking about an email that Howard Lutnick sent to Jeffrey Epstein, I presume about a Hillary Clinton fundraiser. I think that was the one. If he's worth asking about, is he not worth asking in to talk about what he might know?
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting when we hopefully get that video out later today or tomorrow as quick as we can get it out. I think it'll be interesting what Hillary Clinton said about Howard Lutnick.
And how she said it.
And how she said it. We looked, I think that was Miss Mace, with the line of questioning. So there was a pretty thorough line of questioning yesterday between Miss Mace and Miss Clinton with respect to Lutnick. And I think you all find it very interesting what she had to say. But we're going to continue to ask questions of everyone that shows up in photos on the island and things like that. Yes, yes.
I'll ask for the Commerce Secretary.
I will be asking for him, yes.
You will.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Nancy Mace says she's going to ask for the Commerce Secretary, which is Lutnick. And there's a reason for that. Why? This photo was in the files and got removed. Why did that get removed, I wonder? That's what people believe, okay, allegedly, is Howard Lutnick. Not a great picture because he's looking down. It's definitely his fucking hairline. But it does look like his face. It looks like when he looks down and he laughs, it does look like him. So allegedly this is Howard Lutnick, but we already know that Howard Lutnick lied. He told the New York Post that when he met Epstein, when he was his neighbor down in Florida, that he met him and he thought he was a creep, and him and his wife decided they would never spend any time with him ever again, never go over there. Well, he lied about that because we know that we have emails between him and Jeffrey talking about going down to the island, and he took his entire family down there. So you lied. Offer it, you lied. That my issue is the fact that they are lying to you. They're lying to everybody. And nobody on your side is asking for investigation. Nancy Mace is pretty good about this issue when it comes to harm because of her own trauma. So good for her on that end. But we need more transparency in that. So to sit here and say that Donald Trump is exonerated in any way and doesn't need to be investigated is silly. Bill Gates needs to come in also. I don't know why we haven't subpoenaed Bill Gates. Bill Gates should be investigated as well. We should be investigating all of the people on there. I have no problem with that. I don't know why you guys do. And Kana is going to say that they have the votes, probably because of people like Nancy Mace, maybe even Boebert. Boebert might be on that side too, because they were one of the few women, along with Marjorie Taylor Greene at the time when she was still a rep, right? She has resigned from that post, who signed the discharge petition to get the Epstein Transparency Act on the floor for a vote. So Ro Khanna says they have the votes to subpoena Lutnick.
A new precedent has been set in America today. Before this, we had the Trump rule. Trump defied, as all of you know, a congressional subpoena with the January 6th committee. He said presidents don't have to testify. Now we have the Clinton rule, which is that presidents and their families have to testify when Congress issues a subpoena.
I don't remember that.
And that means that Donald Trump needs to come before our committee and explain what he knew about Epstein and explain why we have not had a full release of the documents. We also need other people, part of the Epstein class, to come before this committee. If President Clinton can answer questions, many others need to as well. I was pleased to see Congresswoman Nancy Mace today calling for...
Oh, that's what it was. The previous video ended on him saying they need to come in as well. So now he's saying, I'm proud of Nancy Mace for having the votes to bring him up.
Howard Lutnick to come before our committee. I believe we will have the votes to subpoena him, and we will work with Ranking Member Garcia to make sure that he comes before our committee next.
So maybe we're going to see Nutlick in there soon. Maybe. That would be the plan. I would hope so. Okay, get that off there. All right.
You guys, she went 36 minutes over her normal stuff. We can't complete that 35. 35 is less than 36. Come on, guys, run it.
35 is less than 36. I can only count to 4.
I can only count to 4.
Liberal Tears, how are you today?
Not too bad.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Can I get your age and what state you voted in?
38, Indiana.
Why are you still supporting Trump?
Why not?
Can you be specific?
No, I don't care. When they do that, you see the question. You see what the question is. If you're not prepared with an answer and you haven't thought about it enough, I'll give you time to think about it. What do you mean? Why not?
I don't know. What about you?
So why are you still supporting Trump?
Because he's doing exactly what I voted for.
Which is what?
Get rid of illegals,
How is
bring
that
more
beneficial
businesses.
to the American people?
Because it brings down the housing costs.
Oh, can you show me statistical evidence that deporting
Because
immigrants brings
of,
down the housing cost?
There's a thing called Google. You should try it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're the one who believes this, and this is your claim, so I would
No, I know
expect
it
you to
is.
have the facts on it then.
Well, I thought you guys knew everything.
Oh,
I guess you
I would
don't.
never claim that. That's silly
Whose
to claim.
claims that?
Yeah, that's silly to claim that.
Well, you guys act like it.
No,
No.
but I'm asking you to prove this claim. So can you show me with statistical evidence that deportation of immigrants bring the housing prices down?
Well, since you're on your computer, you can Google
Oh
it.
no,
You're
I
right
don't.
there.
I don't do work for other people. Not
Oh,
unless
of course
pay
you
me.
don't,
So
because
if
you're a
you can
liberal
pay me-
Democrat. You guys never
I do my
work.
own work. I do my own work, which is the things that I research.
So, did you
This
like
isn't
the
on my
fact that
claim.
Hillary
Nope, you're
lied
not
to your
gonna
guys'
pivot.
faces?
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go find that source or say that you don't have it, and then we
Hillary
can just be
lied
done.
to you guys, said she never
That's
knew.
what I thought. Anyway, by the way, also you should probably look up the fact that Donald Trump said he's not going to bring housing prices down at all. So even if
Imagine
it
being-
was a fact that deporting immigrants bring the prices of housing down, which it's not a fact, Donald Trump said that he's not going to bring the prices of housing down.
Imagine being so insecure about your masculinity that you have to take a photo of the most qualified candidate to ever run for president, put them in makeup of the Joker, and not understand basic information where you can't engage in a factual information conversation. So instead, you resort to saying stupid shit even though you can't back up your own claim. Huh.
Interesting.
Sounds like it's small.
So, Donald Trump's going to keep housing prices up because that's what he said he's going to do. Let's see. Here you go. I have the clip for you. I've shown it before. I'll show it again.
Existing housing, people that own their homes, we're going to keep them wealthy. We're going to keep those prices up. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody that didn't work very hard can buy a home. We're going to make it easier to buy. We're going to get interest rates down.
How are you going to make it easier to buy by bringing interest rates down if the price is still high on the homes? It's not a deep fake. Bubba Chubb, get help. Get help. This is a cabinet meeting. This was a fucking cabinet meeting. This is not a deep fake.
But I want to protect the people that for the first time in their lives feel good about themselves. They feel like they've, that they're wealthy people. And I want them to understand it. There's so much talk about, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up.
I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up.
So he doesn't want to save people money?
Right. Interesting.
That's when I say majority of people in the tube chat who voted for Trump are mediocre men on the internet who have nothing better to do. So all they do is harass women on the internet because they would have to pay for one to touch them.
Bubba Chubb said, is Maduro innocent in all caps? I don't know.
Why is he screaming? Why are you screaming, Bubba?
Innocent of what? He has to go through his court system for his charges. I don't know. What does that have to do with anything? It's a wild pivot from where we were, but okay. Anyway.
To the tube chat with all the friendlies who voted for Kamala and stuff like that. That was not geared towards you. I hope I made that more specified. I can scream it next time if you want.
Oh my god. Okay. There we go. Guess we'll go rate a man.
Matt's live.
That's the man I was talking about.
Oh, Josh says he wants me to scream like every den. Watch this, Josh. Oh, it's Josiah, not Josh. Well, that doesn't matter because it's no longer existent.
Did I even scream today? I yelled a little bit, but most of the time I was just my monotone, condescending self, which they love. See you in the spicy links later, y'all.
This is the result of majoring in women's studies. That's crazy.
What? When did I do that? Damn, where's my degree? Is it in the mail?
Man-hating losers.
Is my degree in the mail, Olive? I didn't get it.
I don't either. I'm confused. I thought she had a fat husband, not a fat wife. Jokes, she has both.
I do have both. My husband's like, I'm fat? Why are we talking about me? Nicole, thank you for following. I appreciate you supporting. I'm not fat, he said in the chat. You do not take, I know what you're trying to say and you spelled it wrong, but you do not take that because Medicaid wouldn't well, you don't get Medicaid anyway, and Medicaid wouldn't cover that if you did. So husband catching strays always, every single day.
Always catching stray.
Every single day. It's fine. Anyway, on that note, we're gonna go raid Matt. So
loser holes is the best insult you got, Grunt. That's crazy.
Loser holes.
I'm a loser hole.
Oh yeah, he yelled it. Loser holes. Look, I usually try not to show ones that didn't pay to get shown, but that's hilarious.
Loser holes.
Loser holes. Well, I'm gonna take my loser hole and I'm gonna go put lunch inside of it. And,
the only one losing holes is the man because he can't find it.
So we're going to raid Politics of Matt. Politics of Matt, if you guys don't, go ahead and do a Monty raid there. But real quick, I do want to make sure that I got, thank you, Justin. Thank you, Trademark. Thank you, Donnie. Thank you, DNC Warrior. Thank you, Danielle. And thank you, Gen X. I appreciate you guys and your support today. This is the closest we got to completing my goal all week. And so that I appreciate. Thank you guys for all the swans. Sparky, Eclipsis. I know I feel like I'm missing another one. Thank you.
I feel like I missed a lot dealing with car insurance. Let me tell you guys something.
Hector sent me a whale.
Oh, Hector, she's mine.
He sent me a whale.
A whale. He did that too. A whale. Refusal of even holding one conversation. You can't even loser hole.
Refusal of even. I held conversations, but if you can't give me facts. If you can't back up the things you say besides other than, I believe it, it's common sense, you can look it up yourself, then we don't have anything to conversate about. Give me the facts. Maybe you have something I've never seen before, but I promise you I've looked. It's not there. Anyway.
Also, you're feeling and fearful about checks notes being hung up on. But you would just pigeonhole. No, pigeonholed. Sorry, I'm gonna stop.
You would just pigeonhole. So now I have loser hole and pigeonholes.
And pigeonholes.
Here, a pigeonhole. Ready? Hold on. Wait, I can do it. Let me move the mic. That's what pigeons do.
He said typo. No, you just don't know how to spell. Anyways, I'm gonna keep getting mad at your chat.
All right, let's go, Raid Matt. Thank you guys so much for your support. I might go live this weekend. I'm not sure whether I go live in game or go live and do some things because I depends on what comes out after the Bill Clinton stuff too. We might because sometimes it's hard to wait until Tuesday. But if not, I'll be back Monday for sure because we have to do one more midterm Monday before March 3rd, where that's a big one for a lot of states. So we definitely have to talk about that. But I might go live this weekend. I might not. You'll see. Just keep up on announcements. Make sure you have your notifications and shit turned on so that you know when I'm here. But let's go raid Matt. Do a Monty raid and Matt's. I love you all, and I'll see you sometime around these streets.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye-bye.